Here we go. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Harmonica Man channel. I, Randy Magley, am the one and only original Harmonica Man. If you don't believe me, then, there you go. But today we're going to have a new topic. We got a little bit of a lag in between me and my guest tonight. We got a new topic other than just music and jokes and stuff like that. We're still going to joke around and have a good time. Foul language is welcome. Disclaimer,
yeah.
This program has adult themes and adult language. So, if you're under 18, go look at some fine artwork somewhere. And
yeah, we kind of need to get the fuck out if you're under 18.
So we could, yeah, exactly. Okay, we have with us here Julie and Junkshop, and if you could introduce yourselves and what you do.
Hi, I'm Julie. I talk a lot. Always have, but now I do it online on YouTube. My channel is Wine and Reason, and my dear and wonderful spouse is Junkshop Library. You should introduce yourself now, because that was your cue.
I just didn't know how much detail you were going into.
That was it.
With regard to your channel. Well, I'm Junkshop. I run the Junkshop Library YouTube channel, where we talk a little bit, a whole lot actually, about atheism, a whole lot about mental health treatment and normalization, occasional various queer family issues, and also just sort of whatever happens to be important at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's my little corner of the net where I can speak out loudly and proudly and grumpily about whatever I'm loud, proud, and grumpy about. And they, them.
Yeah.
Oh, and mine are she, her.
Yeah, personal she, her, and they, them, personal pronouns. And it's, we're going to have to all get used to this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that it's just respect, just like I got tired of being called big dummy until I was 10. So my name's Randy, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awful.
But
that is a slur.
But Junkshop, yeah, it was a Fred Sanford thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that show. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please, Randy.
But both of these channels are in the description below. Hit like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Join in with this conversation if you want. Don't be mean to each other or my guest on the show. You can be mean to me if you want. I'll just tell you to piss off or block you. I don't care. But for the meantime, we are going to discuss some issues that have a stigma about them where most people in our society don't seem to understand. There's mythology going about the psychology of what people who are not, I guess today you call it cis, gender, heterosexual.
Yeah, people who aren't cis. Yeah.
Identify as, they were born, I guess, or their genitalia type. I'm not sure how all this works. So I have a question. I only have two questions for you, and then I'll let y'all do your own thing. My first question, and this is what I'm really curious about. What is the significance of personal pronoun they?
Okay, I'm gonna let you go first on that.
Okay.
But then I'm gonna comment as someone who lives with someone who, when we fell in love, they went by he, him.
Yes.
So, and when we were married, they went by he, him, and since then, they've realized this thing about themselves that makes so much sense. to me and to everyone who knows them. But yeah, so I would like you to go first, and then I can comment as like somebody who is in love with someone who's non-binary, who entered into the relationship as more of a cishet relationship. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, fantastic. I love you.
I love you too. Well, the super short answer to the question would be the significance of the they them pronoun usage is that it's what makes sense and works for me. To expand upon that a little, I was AMAB, assigned male at birth. You know, the very old school traditional doctor looks between little Junior's legs and says, well, that is a Willie, so we will say that this is a boy.
Yeah, and I'm going to cut in really quickly and just say, in case anyone's confused, I was assigned female at birth, and I still identify as female, but I've always been a tomboy, and I've always been genderqueer, which we can talk about later. But yeah, I like that I have a vagina. I've always had one, but it's a similar but different thing. Sorry, please continue.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, not trying to. We're gonna do that a lot.
Yeah.
That's what married people do, from what I hear.
It helps, honestly. Anybody married out there listening, it helps. Like, communicate, say I love you. It helps a lot. Okay, please go ahead.
But as I was over the course of the prior year or two, when I was really starting to, I don't want to say analyze, because that sounds so analytical, and it was a much less organized process than that. But when I first started sort of cracking open the various boxes in my head and peering around therein and trying to get a sense of how stuff actually worked, the first conclusion I came to was that just good old-fashioned straight cis het masculine he him, it just wasn't me. So the next thing I did, because if you were raised religious, there are certain patterns of behavior that can be damn hard to shake.
Yep.
Having eliminated one possibility, I went to the absolute other end of the spectrum, and I poked around in the boxes in my head and said, well, am I a she her? Am I a lady?
Yeah.
And come to find out, no, not so much, not really.
Sorry, I grinned at that. I'm pansexual. If they were a woman, I'd be fine with it. Sorry, honey. I rather enjoy the equipment they naturally have. So it would have been, I'm not saying I would absolutely have been here. I would have been here for it, but it would have been a difficult and expensive situation. And I am so sorry. I totally, go ahead, please continue. Fuck. God damn it. Harmonica. No, I'm kidding. It's not your fault. That was all me.
Hey, Diana.
See what I got going?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I looked at the next major option of which I was aware, and sort of said, well, let me investigate this non-binary thing about which I've heard so much. And I investigated it, and I read some articles and listened to some interviews and explored some content creators, and came to find out that that's I I'm a non-binary person, and so then the next step was to identify what pronouns I was going to use. I've never particularly been in love with what's called the neo-pronouns.
Like the them
Zem,
and the
Zay,
they.
Zir or Zemzir or things of that nature. I know people for whom they
I've never
really
heard of anything like that.
Yeah, they're
and
like. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know plenty of people for whom they work, and I absolutely respect that. And if that's what they want to go by, I go by. I
Harmonica Man,
them that way.
are you old enough to remember people during the or have seen footage of like Maya Angelou and such saying herstory instead of history? Do you remember that? It's kind of like that. It's like some people
No,
kind of. Oh, it's fine.
I'm 51, but I don't remember a lot of stuff.
Damn it, you're not that much older than I am. You could be a sibling of mine. Anyway, but the point is that no, it just English major shit. But yeah, so there were people who made up their own pronouns, and that's fine. That is fine. But Junkshop and I are both a bit pedantic, and so like the newly made up, like, until now, language is a living thing and it changes, but until these pronouns are cemented somehow in our language, I know you and I are both going to feel like that's grammatically weird, like on some, and I hate to even say that because
that's an interesting perspective.
Well, no, but I hate to say that because there are people who are like calling one person they them is grammatically weird. And yeah, it is if you were taught like I was that they them is only for plurals. But like I said before we opened the show, in the green room, I was talking about how like if you look at the English language and its history, back in the 13th century, they them was a singular and plural pronoun that could apply to anyone or any collective noun. So it was fine. And so yeah, we do have history on our side.
And we still do that today.
Yeah.
The phone company called. Oh, really? What did they want?
There you go. Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, because we don't assign gender to,
The mail carrier came. Oh, did they bring us anything?
Yep. I mean, unless you know your mail carrier by name, ours is a lovely lady named Keisha. But yeah, but if you don't know that, you're not gonna.
But the anyway, to wrap back around.
Sense.
Yeah, I just never really resonated with any of the neo pronouns.
Yeah.
And also, to be perfectly frank, I didn't want yet something else to explain.
Oh gosh.
Explaining the people to whom I either have had to explain, or God forbid, some of the people to whom I eventually will have to explain what is a non-binary person. That's going to be enough balls to juggle as it is. And neo-pronouns was sort of a bridge too far for me in that respect. Whereas they, them work just fine. I was like, can I see myself being referred to, in the third person or in absentia as they? And I sort of thought about that for a while, and that rang true. And it's gone well so far, except when I forget to do it and refer to myself as he, him. But, you have 36 years of practice at something. It's going to stick, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
Yeah.
Process of adaptation.
It is.
Cool.
So,
that reminds me, I need a drink.
No, please go ahead. So it was an interesting thing because we were in some of the, we're both theater geeks. We were in some of the same, but not at the same time, theater children's groups and stuff when we were younger. And luckily not at the same time because it would have been weird because I'm 6 years older. So I would have been like, oh, that little kid, you know, it would have been weird. But no, we didn't meet until we were both well into adulthood. And it was an interesting thing because there were like a lot of people, and it really made me angry. Can I talk about? Sorry.
Talk about what? Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I realized I hadn't cleared this beforehand, so I just wanted to.
I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. No. Hi, Judy. Hi, Lavender Lady. Hey, everybody. Miss Shadow Kitty. No, like something that used to really piss me off is people see junk shop like just in the world, and they're like, you know, your husband's gay, right? And I'm like, no, they're not. And I can tell you, and it's like, it's really frustrating because I can tell you they're not, but only by exposing incredibly private acts that happen between us on a regular basis. And no, they're not. Like, and that's all I'm willing to say about it. I'm not going to go into detail because it's nobody's fucking business. But it was upsetting.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, thank you, Harmonica Man. Thank you, Randy, because it was like they were trying to say that like my marriage was somehow invalid because we have great sex together, but clearly they present as gay, therefore they must be gay. This is, you know, this is part of living in the South.
Great sex.
Oh, hell yeah. Here's the great sex.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Nostrovia. I got to tell you, before this one, like, much fewer orgasms. I'm just going to say. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'll stop there. I'm sorry. I know you're very private. Anyway, point is, so I would have people like, you know, suggesting to me that at the time man I'd married was gay, and it was really frustrating. I was like, no, he just gets chicks, and he really loves. I want to say a naughty word, but I'm not going to because I know it will make you uncomfortable. But anyway, like loves everything about like the female form, and it's fine. And then when you came out as non-binary, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Okay, now I get it. Like, because there were, you know, I mean, I never thought that you didn't find female bodies sexually attractive, but I did, and you know, I was just waiting until you knew what you wanted to tell me or didn't. I did wonder sometimes if you were like me, whereas, you know, like if you were pansexual and just had never had an experience with a man that you know, that you enjoyed. But I knew that you liked being with women, like very much so. But when you discovered and announced that and came out as non-binary, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Does that make sense to you, Randy, and anyone in the chat?
Yeah, it does. It does me. And I was just thinking too of the stigma behind that. You're talking about, you know, people coming up to you and saying those things of misunderstanding. It's a societal thing. I remember watching sitcoms to where, you know, husband and wife come in somebody's house for the holidays or something, and guys wearing, you know, pink and everything, and he's, you know, doing the typical flamer accent and everything, you know, for, you know, the character of a gay man. And somebody else who is also married to a woman, they were both going back and forth and saying, hey, that guy's gay, and the other one saying, hey, that guy's lighting the loafers. And everybody's like standing around, yeah, you don't get it. You're all gay. And I'm thinking, but you know, they're married to females.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that
I mean, the definition is not the same as your attitude or composure.
Yeah, exactly. And that used to be the big the big joke, especially in 90s sitcoms. Like, I go back and watch sitcoms that I liked when I was in high school, and they're so cringy. It's awful.
Oh yeah, yeah. You look back in the past, even 10 years ago, and it's like, holy crap! We're a society of pure bigotry.
Oh yeah,
And
for
it's
sure.
supposed to be funny, and a lot of it's not because we
We've come a
have
long
like a smaller. Yeah, we got a lot longer to go though.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what
Yeah,
other-
it's Or go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, what other questions, or we kind of gave you all an introduction, but like, what questions or what have you do you have, or we can
Okay,
talk
I got
more.
one more. Okay, here's a very, very important one, and I think it's because uh, I don't know. I see a lot of people, and especially and if anybody's religious in the chat or knows anybody, I don't mean any offense by this, but it is something to think about because it's when somebody thinks of LGBTQ, anybody or anything, it's always, well, I don't agree with that, or something like that, or some vile thing, or that you just can't wrap your brain around. And I want to bring some normalcy to the idea of who people actually are and not any judgmental. So this question is, why do people associate a person's individuality with choice as if it's something you can disagree with or something?
Thank you. Yeah, no, I love this question. Yeah, a fucking man, exactly.
Short answer is I don't fucking know, blended with paralyzing lack of education.
Yeah, and short answer for me is it's not a fucking choice. It's not a choice, because I wanted to be that perfect cis heterosexual woman that my parents wanted me to be, who would marry a nice Catholic boy and have a bunch of Catholic kids. That's what I was supposed to do. That was my lot in life. And I didn't want any of that. I didn't want to have kids. I mean, on our first date, like, it was one of the greatest things ever. Like, they're a wee bit younger than I am. So I said, like, hey, if you're looking for a girl to give you a family, I'm the wrong girl. And you said,
I think I said something about I've always thought I'd be a decent uncle.
yeah. And I said, I can help you out with that. I have 12 nieces and nephews.
Never had any interest.
See,
Yeah.
now I wouldn't have been smart enough to come up with something like that. I'd have just been like, score.
Oh, no, it worked out. There wasn't a score at the end of that day. There was definitely a kiss that I felt in my toes at the end of that day. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So it was great. Like, we were both in very honest places.
Yeah.
And that was good. But yeah, it's oh, dag nabbit. Okay, so going back to your question, like, I was raised Catholic, and I had a crush on my best friend Melanie and my best friend Jason at the same time when I was a kid. And that is not good. if you're raised Catholic, like, it's not okay to have a crush on someone who has the same equipment as you do. Yeah, exactly. And so I remember chanting in my head, like, I like boys, I like boys, I like boys, I like boys. And I did like boys. I just also liked girls. And then eventually I left the church entirely, and I did fantasize about, like, having a wife instead of a husband. I mean, that is something that I thought about, like genuinely. But I fell in love with you, which is absolutely amazing, and I'm so glad.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Nice when that works out.
It is nice when that works out. But yeah, it is I mean, some pansexual or bisexual people will tell you, it's more about the person than it is about their orientation, and I understand that. Like, to a degree, it is, but like for me, it would be different depending on who I was with. Um, and that's just really just getting into more like minutia of relationships than anything else. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah. It wouldn't have anything to do with your inner voice or inner person. It would just have
Right.
to do with the situation at the time.
Yeah, like if I had fallen in love with a woman who wanted to be a mom and who was willing to, carry a child so I could stay on my psychotropic meds, that might be a whole different. My life might be very different, now.
And you can even say, hey, I don't have the equipment for it, but I know this harmonica man. Oh,
dude, that was snarfed line. That was so Michael. That was hilarious. That was awesome.
Junie's
What
Junie's point in the chat as rings real damn close to home for me. About being afraid of coming out to family.
Oh God, yeah, we
mhm.
That's one that we have managed to dodge
avoid.
Just honestly through the luck of the draw, because I came out right as we went into lockdown.
Yeah, and I got to, yeah, they
So
came
I'm out to the internet, but not to anybody in real life, with a couple of very few exceptions, very few closed-mouthed exceptions.
Very close friend exceptions, yeah. And I got to say, we don't even know how to explain it. Like my parents are 78 years old. My mother has dementia. And she doesn't believe that transgender people are a thing, which I have, well, I got in her face about once while I was very stressed out. My dad ended up needing a quadruple heart bypass at the time, which is not the best time to get in your mother's face about anything. But she said, I believe that men are born men and women are born women. And what got me was my niece, her, oh, hi, Lavender Lady. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm so sorry. My niece, my mother's granddaughter, said, so do I. And I said, oh, it's okay. Only about 98% of people with gender dysphoria commit suicide. So if you're lucky, they'll all die and you won't have to worry about it, assholes. And I walked out of the hospital room and went across a cigarette. It was bad. My memory of that was that I said that in my head. This one had to tell me, nope, you said that out loud. And I'm so glad I did, because I felt like a coward, because I thought I had only, said that internally. But anyway, it was a very stressful, very upsetting situation. My dad was facing open heart surgery, and my mom and my niece were being bigots. And I was like, you can only take so much at one time.
Storm of emotion right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And
yes, exactly.
And I really wanted my niece.
Yeah, and
my niece. Like if it had just been my mom, I might have been. She's 78. She has dementia. She's going to be gone soon enough. I'm not happy about that, by the way. I'm just saying it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
There's
niece,
some things that may not be worth trying to explain to someone in that situation.
Right. But my niece is 24.
Yeah.
And she's a nurse. And I don't want her to grow up with these bigotries that have been handed down to her. I want her to, understand, more empathetic, and understand that, hey, it doesn't matter if everyone isn't like you. It's okay. So that's where all of that.
Yeah, I think variety is the spice of life.
Mm. Oh yes, absolutely.
Being an entertainer, I have to be creative in many different ways. So, there's comedy and I have a lot of influence. Yeah, I got a couple of them. I got some videos.
You never do expect the rubber chicken.
No, you really don't.
It will never not be funny.
It won't. It takes you off guard every time.
Go back and watch some of my videos, everyone, and you'll see a couple of them with rubber chickens in it. One is the chickens doing the blues, and another one is rubber chicken chasing me through the woods.
Oh my God.
Northern Michigan were chicken.
Oh my goodness. That's some oh no, can't remember the name of the thing. Not important. Anyway,
But
that's a myth.
yeah, as far as on that topic, I can't remember what our place was. What we were just talking about. I had something that I mentioned before we opened up here. It was about fear.
Oh yeah.
What it is and I've run into a lot of things just coming out an atheist and talking to not just my family members, and they're not too bad about it, but some people I've associated myself with and tried to do business with was quite rude right off the bat. And I just know, and starting off the conversation with, well, I don't care what you think. I know, God is real, and I'm going to say this anyway. And it's like, hold on. If I'm being nice, offering you a job, and you're coming up to me saying, I fully intend to be disrespectful towards you and don't give a shit about what you think, then you are the aggressor. You are the asshole, and you are afraid of me somehow, view me as a threat. And I'm not doing anything but minding my own damn business. It's all you, 100%.
And
I'm minding my own business, and I'm trying to do something nice.
Yeah, it's like your religion has no place at work. Your spiritual beliefs have no place at work. If that is somehow oppressive to you, you need to go find a different place to work. Like, go work for fucking Hobby Lobby.
Right.
Unless you're Jewish.
Church bookstore.
Or, pregnant and not married, because then they'll find a way to fire you. That's what happens here. But, yeah. Hey,
Jen.
Jen! Hey! Oh, and also, of course, Lavender Lady, I love you, honey, so much. And Junie's in here. Oh, my gosh, there's some cool people in here. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's your stream.
Lavender Lady, I just got to thinking about it today. She's kind of a matriarchal character of our little group of friends.
That's what I said.
That's exactly what you said the other day.
That's what I said. I was like, she's our matriarch. We can't lose her. Sorry.
We need to do something to help her out.
It's not my place to bring up her stuff right now, but yeah, if there's anything that this can do, let's do it. And that's all I'll say about that. And we can talk about it in the green room after.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But the stigma and the myths and everything about LGBTQ and the psychology of the individuality behind it is not what it is being portrayed to be in the public eye. And if you think about it, there's political and religious ties to all major entertainment channels. And they have a purity type narrative, and anything else is just so outside of their spectrum. It is so diverse to them. They have to think of something to lessen the value of human consciousness of that individual, as if they're somehow stupid or immoral or depraved or just some mentally wrong or something like that. And I, for one, I'm sick of it. I really am. And and being a person who was raised around that stuff to begin with, I think, holy crap, you know, this is pure ignorance. And how do you you know, get away from ignorance? Is you get away from it, and then you go out and actually seek out some answers, and you actually go to the person and ask the person, how do they feel about things? You
I love
don't
it.
say, this is what I think you are.
Right? I'm sorry. No, you just
Yeah,
absolutely
because
that was
I've
up here. Like, yeah.
yeah, I've heard this a million times too with some of the uber religious people that I know. It's like, oh yeah, well, you know, don't I disagree with you? You know, we know gay people too, and we know exactly what's going on. You know, and they just want to sin and blah blah blah, or oh, he's just acting out. You know, just to get back at his dad or something like that. And it's like, oh, hold on. I was a rebel when I was in my 20s too, and I went out and drank and watched wet t-shirts and stuff. And as a straight male, I did not go out there and say, you know what, my dad pissed me off today. I think I'll put a wiener in my mouth. That'll get him. That
Funny
don't
how
happen.
it really is. It's hilarious how it's like people. You are so right. Like people who are cishet, they think it's some kind of choice. Some of them. Clearly, you are not one of
Right.
those people because you're like, no, it's not a choice. I don't want to suck dick. Like it's not a choice. There you go. And that's fine. That
You
is,
cannot choose who you're attracted to.
you cannot.
It's
No.
you cannot. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, we are literally all born this way, whatever way that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so frustrating. I remember there was a Christian dude that I was you know, like work buddies with, you know, at my last job, because we were both smokers, and he would talk about, like, you know, his family and the little league you know, game that he coached and all that stuff. And we got into this weird conversation one day that I don't even know how it happened, but we ended up talking about like LGBTQ rights and stuff. And I could hear where he was coming from, which was a very conservative Christian, like, I don't know, I've always liked pussy, I don't get anything else kind of place. So I kind of played dumb. Sorry, my you know, pan sisters and brothers out there, but I did. I said, yeah, that never bothered me. And he said, what do you mean? And I was like, more straight boys for me. Like, it never bothered me that like there were lesbians out there. Like, more
Yep.
straight boys for me. Like, that's all that matters. And I knew, like, in that moment I was like pandering to, you know, where from whence he came. But if that was, but even that, he was like, I could tell from his body language he was mildly uncomfortable with. But if that took mildly
Right.
uncomfortable to make him think a little bit more about it and how it like doesn't threaten his life at all in any way, shape, or form, then yay, that's a win. So I'm not, you know, y'all can judge me in the chat. I get it, but I'm not ashamed of like faking,
Of who you are.
yeah, in that moment, because I knew I wasn't going to reach him if I turned around and said, you know, I'm a pansexual atheist. Like, I was not going to reach him. He was talking about like being a good steward of the earth and all I mean, he was dropping
No.
biblical, you know, code all the way through. So I was yeah, so I knew I wouldn't get anywhere.
I've
Yeah,
always hated that.
I know.
It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Ugh,
Nature don't do
I
that.
know.
And the answer is yes, it does. 30% of the blue-footed booby population is lesbian. They play a non-binary role because there's not enough males in their society, so scientists think. But they are females are attracted to each other as lifelong mates, and they take turns who's going to lay the damn eggs and sit on the nest that year. And the other one gets to play the role of going getting some fish.
That's so cool.
So it does happen in nature all the time.
Yes. And it happens in humanity. And it happens with wolves. It happens with pelicans. There are so many swans. Thank you. And of course, Homo sapiens. Like, we love who we love, and as long as you're not hurting anyone, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is you can't help who you are. Just be the best person you can be is what I feel. I agree. Blues, guitar, and harmonica. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
And it's such a simple sentiment. I do not understand why so many people have such a hard time getting it through the thick skulls.
Yeah.
Life is difficult to understand as you are convinced it needs to be.
Mm-hmm. That's hilarious, Lone Wanderer, and also absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yes, I would have difficulty arguing with that sentiment.
I do. But yeah, it's so weird. And I'm a child of the 80s and 90s. I graduated high school in 1996. So I identified as pansexual, or I identified as bisexual for a long time because the term pansexual didn't exist. And there, the part of me that likes women, it doesn't go away. It doesn't, magically. I mean, again, I'm weird. I'm very monogamous, but it doesn't. I know, but it doesn't magically, poof away that I'm also attracted, to people who have boobs. That's not. It doesn't go. But it's like the second you realized that you were non-binary, and I was like, oh, that makes me pansexual? Hang on, this is really hot. Like, if y'all don't know, like, there is a hotness factor to this. I'm just saying. I just want to throw it out there because we've done so much activism in terms of, like, trying to make straight people understand shit. And it's like, that's great and that's good. But I also want to say there's also a really kind of thing, if that makes any sense to anyone. And we need more wine. I need more wine. I'm gonna here. Talk to this person. Cool. I'm gonna get wine. Yep. You.
So what's what gets me is the societal norms is what everybody, not everybody, but the vast majority seem to be wanting to concentrate on. And anybody who's a little bit different than what's in their club or way of thinking, then somehow they're the bad guy. And they can't be normal, and they can't have like a good loving family or anything else like that. And I view you guys as a good loving normal couple. That's how I view it. That's what I see.
The rest of
it. Nobody is normal. That's the thing. What everybody does is the same thing as what everybody else does. It's not there's no difference. Everybody gets up and drinks coffee. Everybody's got to go take a shit, and take a shower, whatever. Everybody does the same human being kind of stuff. And to dehumanize people for, I don't know, little personal fears, you might think they're icky or whatever the fuck's going through your head. I think it's deplorable.
Yeah.
It's childish. and if you don't want to learn, and you're just stern in conviction in your beliefs, and it usually, sorry to say, but it usually comes from religious backgrounds. But even people who aren't religious, I'm finding, have lived in societies with, around friends and family who were religious, and those ideas, the uh, inherent, inherited social something or other. Anyways, they pick that up. They're raised in that community, so they have biases that they don't even know that they have. They might disagree with a few things with people and then disagree with other things that don't make any sense, to agree or disagree with. Um, because, I know non-believers and everything too that are also, far right and,
Oh, yeah.
gun toting, beer drinking. And it's like, okay. But it's what got me basically to come out and start talking about stuff and just be. I didn't know what the word for it was, being an atheist, until Ron Reagan had his commercial. You know who he is.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well,
the one that's
he said something in a chat. Yeah, an unabashed atheist. And he was cool and calm and collective about it. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to be, unabashed. I don't need to fear anybody. I am me, and everybody else in the world can kiss my entire ass.
That was me too. I absolutely went the same way. I was very angry initially, and I was like, okay, none of my family members are on Twitter, so I can come out as a full-on angry atheist on Twitter, and I did, and it turned out that some of them found me on Twitter, but still, I mean, well, most of my mother-in-law, your mom, found me on Twitter.
That's a whole different box of fish.
It is, and we're not unwrapping that or talking about that right now, but it was interesting, to say the least. But I did tell my siblings.
I did that for a couple years too.
Yeah.
Angry about a lot of things.
So many.
And then I started. It's about the open conversation. I listened to some people, Matt and Aaron and Randolph Richardson. He has a very cool, open mind to this stuff. To where, and I agree. And I've served in the Army, for America here, and so I defend the First Amendment. For everybody, believe what you want. Just
I just got to say, like, my brother and my dad.
I didn't hear what you said.
My brother and my dad were both Army, and they're both veterans of foreign wars. So thank you. Just saying, gotta show respect where respect's due, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, the believe what you want to believe. Just be civil about it, and don't try to push it off on anybody else. In a forceful manner. And you can have these conversations intellectually, but I'm learning over the years how to talk to people about these topics without going, oh yeah, you personally, because that's what I get all the damn time. I say I don't agree with this because this is how it works or whatever, and then, oh, you're just a damned old liberal, that's what you are. And it's like, is that how you dismiss everything? Just by oh well, and then you look at my profile and you're looking for something to be wrong with me so it can be me instead of the topic itself. You wanted to debate, and now you're name calling and being a kindergartner, so quit it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are so right. I mean, people will go after. It's an ad hominem fallacy, but they will go after like who you are instead of what you just said. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you need to listen to just what I said. You need to read what I said. Don't come back and like call me a hateful bitch. Don't do that. I didn't ad hom you. Like, just deal with the reality of my comment and speak to what I thought. Don't come back and just insult me. One of the best insults I ever got on a YouTube comment was I don't know. I honestly do not remember what came after what I'm about to tell you. So there were 3 adjectives and then a colon. I don't remember what came after the colon, because this is what happens when you ad hominem someone. It said, "You fat, ugly cunt," colon. I don't know what issue that had with my actual argument. I just know that he called me a fat, ugly cunt, and I had no need to listen to the rest of it or pay any attention to it. And nope. I didn't erase it. I didn't block it. I left it up there, but I have never gone back and looked at it, because I don't need to deal with somebody who is going to be that misogynistic and also comment on my appearance in that way. Yeah, I don't do that.
Some people are just not worth your fucking time.
Exactly. And by the way,
it's like, life is short. Oh, I ain't got time for your ass. Don't bother somebody else.
If there is any chance that person ever watches this video, I just want to say to you, men, I was bullied in kindergarten. Like, I learned how to deal with people like you before I was 6 years old. So don't even come at my white Irish ass with your stupid fucking insult. It washes right over. I don't care. Sorry. I'm better.
Hail to the Irish. I'm half Irish myself and half German. So half of me says let's drink and fight, and the other half of me says let's not stop.
Right? Hell yeah. Let's drink and fight. Let's not fight. My other parts are a drink and French, so you can take from that what you want. But
but that typical straw man fallacy right off the bat of trying to create a character about you so they can just easily knock down because they're not intelligent enough to actually deal with the actual topic or the philosophy behind it. It's pretty frustrating. I saw somebody in the store a couple of weeks ago, and he was a former pastor of some downtown church, and a lot of my relatives know him and stuff, and he said something about you're just trying to deny God and everything, and you just want to be a sinner. And that's all it is. And the same old thing. And I said, "Are you sure it's not because you got a horse cock in your mouth? See, I can play this game too."
Exactly. I'm sorry. I was just dissing add-ons, but he fired one at you. You fired one back. It's like, really? Because
Yep.
that's amazing. I love that. It really is frustrating.
To my surprise, there's a lot of people laughing.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is that you can't. It honestly, it goes along with the weirdly with the sexual orientation thing. It's like, I didn't choose to be an atheist. I didn't want to be an atheist. I heard
right.
Well, we got married, I was not an atheist. I was no longer a Christian and had not been for more than 20 years. But I was very much a neo-pagan. I had my altar set up in our bedroom. I had all of these gods and goddesses that I worshipped, and
candles and dragons and statues and shit all over the house.
Yep.
It was kind of cool.
It was, and they're still here. I haven't them or anything.
It's folk art.
It's art. It's really cool. Yeah. So
I got my gargoyles.
Just expect Vincent Price to come walking in any second,
Oh God, I wish. Oh, love Vincent Price. But anyway, so
heaven is real after all. You look around, Vincent Price walks through the door. You're like, oh shit, I did something right. I have ended up in horror freak heaven.
That would be fantastic.
Where's Peter Lorre? Where's Peter Lorre?
No.
Yeah.
When I calm down. I'm gonna just finish this thing with just saying that, like, you know, I had all of these things, and it wasn't. I lost my train of thought. It's totally
Sorry.
gone. No, you're fine. Worry is always okay.
I'm gonna make another drink.
Yep. Okay, we'll talk and entertain the people while you do that. Hi, we have wine, and I've had a bit of wine. How are all of you? You good? Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
Love, blues guitar and harmonica here says, I just ignore the insulting people. It drives them crazy.
Oh, it does, dude. You are not even kidding. My best advice I ever got from my mother was kill them with kindness / just ignore people who are mean to you at school. It fucks them up. Like, they are not ready to be ignored. They don't know how to be ignored. I have literally stood at a pencil sharpener while another girl, who later became my friend, but while another girl in 5th grade repeatedly punched me in the stomach, and I continued to sharpen my pencil, and I laughed at her while she did it. She never did that again. Weirded her right. So yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're all good. If you can, if
My office is my lazy boy. I did it right the first time.
No worries. I'm dropping shit on the floor. But yeah, like, if you can ignore a person, you know, who is hurting you, or, you know, just not deal with it, that's fine, because they hate that shit.
Right. Oh hell, I walked down the road a couple of years ago. I like to walk, living out in the country, and I'll go for, you know, a couple miles around the house. Well, I live by a main road that just pretty much cuts off all the way across the county. But if I go behind the house, you know, I got a state forest that stretches about 100 miles. And
oh wow.
Yeah.
I'll go for a walk alongside the road, and it was in the evening, and you know, it was really nice summer days, like 75 degrees, and the sun was going down, just beautiful. And I heard this truck coming up behind me, and you know, like usual, people just go on by, and you know, they swerve a little bit to not get too close to you. And then I get hit in the head with a beer bottle, and I hear, "You faggot ass atheist, get the hell out of town!"
Jesus.
So yeah, and I was on, and that's one of the big reasons why I got rid of Facebook and everything too. I've had my life threatened more times than I can count. Jesus. And a lot of this, people found out of my non-belief with my books that I've written.
Oh yeah, which yeah.
I always say,
but
you know, bring it on. I'm not afraid.
No, and I respect that, but yeah, I mean,
afraid.
What the hell? That's horrible. I am so sorry. You don't deserve that.
That's just kind of life.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, I live in Tennessee. I get it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
and in fact, there are moments where, you know, we're about to like run errands and stuff, and Junkshop has said, oh, "Okay, hang on, let me change into clothing that won't get me beaten to death before we leave the house." You know, and that's upset. Yeah, it's upsetting. I'm like, you're just. It's not. I mean, you know, Junkshop. Not to be offensive to any drag queens, but Junkshop isn't a drag queen. Like it's not like, you know, you're wearing 17 tiaras and ready to, you know, and stacked go-go boots or anything. You just it's very subdued, you know, the stuff that you wear, and yet we don't feel safe. Neither of us feel safe. Like with you going out of the house. I don't know if you can.
It goes back to the ignorance and lack of education that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You know, people don't know, people haven't been taught.
That's not coming through very clear, is it?
You are not.
No, I can't tell what I'm looking at.
You kind of look like a blood clot with a math equation.
Okay, I gotta adjust it then.
Yeah,
real
sure.
quick.
Oh, I can see your face.
Let's
See your face.
see.
You kind of look like God.
Let's do that. Okay, I don't know if you can
Yeah, no,
see
that's better.
now,
That's cool.
but it's probably hard to see.
Oh, pretty.
I
Those
can't-
are wooden
Those, like,
runey things.
medallions of some kind.
No,
Is that what
they're bronze
Oh,
coins
shit.
from World Headquarters Special Forces in USASOC, Fort Bragg.
Oh, my gosh.
nice.
Okay, I'm sorry. Nope, did not know. There is
They
stuff.
are hard to see on stuff like this.
No, that's amazing.
But
I
that's,
want to.
you know, I'm not a. Well, I was going to say, you know, that's why I'm not afraid of anybody around here. And I get underestimated because I'm not a very big guy. I'm only 5'9", you know, and I weigh maybe 170 pounds of, you know,
My dad.
skin, bones. But, you know, I still, you know, but that doesn't matter. You know, I'm really fast. But everybody wants to threaten me because I look like, you know, and I heard this the other night. I'm not scared of you one bit. And it's like, I'm not trying to. You know, this one was telling me, but that's what it is. I don't know. People just view me as some kind of sissy or something like that, and then they want to threaten me all the damn time, and it's because I'm not in their little club.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If they want to say to you who are ex-army, you know, you've served, all of that. If they want to say to you that, oh, you fight like a girl, like it's an insult, fuck them. They've never fought a girl. Because when we fight,
right,
like to the women,
get nasty.
When the very few times when I have been, and it's very few, when I have been in a physical altercation with someone else, it has been to the death for my life. And I didn't kill anyone, and I won. So just saying, like there, you know, you want to say fight like a girl, like it's an insult. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. That's sorry.
Right. I've always wanted to just walk up to a person and just grab them by the head and lick them on the cheek and go, cheese. Like the Cheetos commercial.
If I'm not mistaken, that was a vampire reference, and I'm just gonna go from there.
I think that would be great.
I've laid out the cheese houses.
I do not. I wear the cheese.
I wear the cheese.
The cheese does not wear me.
Oh my god, dude, what have we done? Okay.
Where even are we?
Where are we going?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so what we're saying, essentially what we're saying is nonviolence is good. And also, don't be cruel to trans people. They have enough, or anyone. We all have enough to deal with.
Yeah, anyone.
And if you have a shitheaded, you know, parent or uncle or what have you, who doesn't get, you know, why everything's so different now or whatever, you know, try talking to them. They might surprise you. They might be smarter than you think. Also, they might really disappoint you, so be prepared for that too.
Yeah,
but,
well, there's always possibility.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but anything, you know, you shouldn't leave things bottled inside. That's what I have a hard time with. Is, you know, I got yelled at by a relative the other day, but he was drunk and he's got, you know, bipolarism, and you know, I called him up the next day and said, hey, this is the conversation that we had. And he said, oh, I'm sorry. But I got it off. It was for me. I didn't need his apology. I just needed to tell him, this is what you did, and I didn't appreciate it.
Absolutely. And that's fair,
there's no big dick measuring contest anymore.
No. And that's fair, you know, because we don't always know. Like, I have bipolar disorder, and we don't always know when we're fucking up. And I can tell you, the people in my life who matter the most are the people who have told me, you know, hey, I can't, this is toxic right now. Or, you know, like, I mean, I could name names, but I'm not going to. But like the people I'm still friends with, they're the ones who were like, hey, we understand you're going through some shit and you need to get your shit together. Once you do, I'll still be here. And
Right.
that's great. Yeah, exactly. But they also understand that, like, sometimes I can't, you know, necessarily control exactly what comes out of my mouth. And they're amazing about that. But having said that, I will put a giant caveat on: you do not deserve to take any shit from anyone. I don't care what their diagnosis is. If they're being cruel to you, if they're being mean to you, you don't have to take that. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually go, stop, hold on. What are you doing? Think
Yeah.
about this for just a second. Settle down and think about what we're doing here. What is the point? What was the original thing that we're dealing with, not the left field thing that we just went to?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, that.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely.
Oh, I was
respond
going to
that.
mention too. Drinking wine. I know you got sinus problems and stuff. You know, with allergies and stuff like that. Do you guys get this with wine drinking? Because I used to.
I do not. Drinking wine doesn't seem to affect anything. In fact,
Huh?
this is my third glass of wine this evening,
That's surprising.
and my eczema is actually better than it was earlier. It may just be a difference in tolerances or different in allergens than other people.
Could be.
I definitely, I hate beer. I can't drink. I don't like the taste of it, and it does bad things to me. So I don't drink beer. I don't drink cider. Ugh, you know, but that's all you. And so the nice thing is like, I've got my wine, they've got their beer or their cider, and it's all good. Like, hey, that's yours. Fantastic. Um, yeah, but
I like it all.
but some people are very sensitive to tannins, and I like red wine, and that's full of tannins. So if you're sensitive to tannins, white wine might be a better bet.
Anything with a lot of fruit in it got a lot of histamines in it too. So I used
Yeah.
to have to take a couple Benadryl 10 minutes before if I was going to do wine and caviar and stuff like that. Because I used to throw, when I was in Wyoming, there's a little store, you know, of fancy stuff, but they really didn't know what they were doing because, you know, they're a bunch of cowboys. But they wanted to have a fancy store, and this was an elderly couple, and they're like, "Oh, you're looking for stuff. Can you help us out?" And I'm like, "Sure." So it wasn't maybe about a month later, you know, we had the governor of the state of Wyoming and a couple of senators there, and you know, the local mayor, and just a whole bunch of people, you know, doctors and lawyers and stuff there having some. I helped them out on how to situate the caviar and what the pairing it went with, you know, whatever cheeses and pastas, and it was a nice little conversation.
God
And I was
damn.
surprised, you know, for being a super red state that they'd
Yeah.
enjoy stuff like that, but they did.
I mean, well, you know, it's tasty. It's and honestly, cheese, like,
Mhm.
oh my god, I love cheese, but I'm lactose intolerant, which sucks because I didn't develop
Oh.
lactose intolerance until I was like 35. So I had a palate for good cheese.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I can't eat this anymore. Nor can I eat anything that has cow milk or goat milk in it because it all makes me sick. This sucks. So
Oh wow,
it's
that really does suck.
it really does, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I cheat all the time. I mean, I will totally cheat for
Mhm.
some. But I try not to. I really do, and I definitely don't.
Yeah,
Learn the hard way. I can't drink cow or goat milk, or have like cow or goat milk yogurt or anything like that. Like I just can't.
with me, it's vinegar. I can't stand the acid in stuff because of my Crohn's disease in it. It hurts me pretty bad.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
whenever I
Oh,
go to the museum, I'll eat a couple of pickles and a burrito and then stand around being artsy fartsy.
in a literal sense. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know Crohn's disease is awful, but that was hilarious, and you knew it when you made the joke. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had a customer once, and whoever took her order at Starbucks didn't put an in the milk label for non-fat on her latte, so I saw it as an iced latte, and for that we used whole milk, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah, she called the store about 20 minutes
20
later.
minutes later.
Yeah. And she was super sick and had Crohn's disease, and I felt so awful. But and this is the weird thing. Like, I didn't want to rat out the person who'd taken the order from my memory, because I can't always trust my memory. So I was like, I remember the cup as there being an N on it, but so I was like, nope, I made the drink, my responsibility. So I just told the manager, yeah, I'm so sorry. It should have been non-fat milk. I didn't know. But yeah, it's one of those things that get you. The dietary stuff is complicated.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not too bad on milk products. They actually calm my stomach down and everything. It always has, because I used to drink an awful lot. I mean, I'm starting back up again. Shame on me or whatever. But I mean, I used to drink a lot. When I was 19, I had a fiance that died, and it just got me right into drinking. And I've been doing it for like 20 years after that. And I got into some pretty bad places and woke up in some pretty strange places too. Red Adkins, the country singer?
Yeah.
I woke up on his bus one time, almost to Florida.
Oh.
And it took a bus and 2 cabs.
That.
Well, I was on Fort Bragg, and I was playing blues and in this little bar, and I went to get my girlfriend at another bar, and she and her girlfriend was just going to drive home and crash and have a girls' night, after they got all the cowboy dancing out of them. And who knows, she's probably cheating on me. But it doesn't matter. Anyways, the bass player said, hey, we heard you playing the blues and starting the conga line when we were setting up our stuff. You want to, join us on the bus and, have some whiskey and play some good country blues? I'm like, yeah, sure. We went in and we was playing songs, and we got just drunker than shit. And I woke up about noon the next day, and we were past Georgia and headed into Florida. And I'm like, hey, you gotta let me off. And
yeah, I can honestly
apparently
say
they might have wanted me to go on tour.
Yeah, no, I did an hour and a half. An hour and a half? I'm sorry. I did a year and a half. Pardon. In AA, because I was drinking too much at one point in my life. I was trying to escape my life. Instead of actually making real changes, I was just drinking a lot. So I quit drinking for a year and a half, made the actual real changes that needed to be made, got the clarity, for that. And but I wasn't. It was weird. I will say it's a weird fucking experience when your AA sponsor says, "I don't think you're an alcoholic." So, because like all of my stories were just so much less than all of the other people's stories. I was like,
right.
I don't know. I impulsively stole a lipstick once because I was upset that they wanted $9 for a lipstick. Like, it was just, and I wasn't, and they were like, were you drunk at the time? And I was like, no, I was out shopping. I was, and it was so weird anyway. So I just want to say, like, everybody's different. And I'm not saying, I don't want to encourage anyone to do anything that's bad for them. But I also, I had people in AA telling me, not to take my psychotropic medication because that was just another crutch. And it's like, no, fuck you. I need my mood stabilizers and I need my anti-anxiety meds.
Right.
You are not a doctor. You aren't allowed to tell me that I don't need that shit. So yeah, it's always.
That reminds me. You ever watch that Family Guy show?
Yeah, totally. I love Family Guy.
Well, oh man, one of my favorite jokes on there was when the doctor said, "Oh, I had a patient that I messed up his prescription, and I give him Viagra instead of his his mood pills." And then it shows Droopy the dog sitting there saying, "Everything's just getting harder and harder."
Oh boy.
And Barbara is like, what have you done? That is amazing. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had my experiences drinking and stuff, and I went to AA with a friend, and I actually a few of my friends was going at the same time, and but for some odd reason, they try to call me out, and a lot of the older guys like, yeah, do you want to say anything? I'm like, nah, not really. Well, you're here for a reason, and I know why, and you're an alcoholic. I'm like, no, I'm not going to call myself an alcoholic. I used to drink a lot, but I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is admitting it, and it's like, well, I'm not. You're just accusing me of it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And so then we got into a discussion. I said, okay, I'll talk about it. And then we got to talking about faith. And they all went around the room and was talking about, oh, it was faith that got me through and all this. And when they got to me, I said, okay, let's stay on this topic of faith. I said, you over there, it was your own determination, not faith. And you over there, when you got that gut feeling and you made the decision in your own mind, that wasn't an external character outside of your mind doing it for you. That was you making that decision. And you over there, you're talking to the person over here on the other side of the room saying, well, if I would have had the neighbor cut down my tree, I wouldn't have just said have faith and throw it up into God's hands. I would have went right over there. I said, you're the worst one of all. So you sit here for half an hour talking about how to use faith and what it's all there for, and the one person who actually was using it give up and just believe some magical shit's going to fix it.
Yeah.
You're cutting her down. So you're all full of shit.
Yeah, it was so
and then they started in on me, told me I needed a higher power and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, I do not feel guilty for existing. I do not need to be submissive like the rest of you. It's saying that there's no cure and you're forever guilty for no reason, just because somebody else is telling me that I am. For what? Being born? I'm wrong. I got to see the error of my ways. Fuck you all. So yeah, I used to drink a lot, but I got over it because of my own determination. And the rest of you are sitting here for 40 years whining and bitching about how you need help and you need an external character to do it for you. Newsflash, Savior isn't coming to save you. Pull your head out of your ass. And I got up and walked out. And that was the last time I went to an AA meeting.
No, well done, actually. Seriously. My sponsor had been in AA for like 40 years. And her sponsor fired her like essentially said, I can't be your sponsor anymore because you're not strong enough in AA. And my sponsor was, she was like, I've got 40 years sober. What the fuck do you mean I'm not strong enough in AA? Like, what? And at that point, my spot, now she does not drink, and that's fine. That is absolutely cool. That is her decision. But you know, she doesn't drink. But she said, she was like I went to hang out with her at one point after I'd left the program. And we were talking, and she was like, yeah, I just, you know, she told me I wasn't strong enough in my program, and that she couldn't be my sponsor. And I've got 40 years sober. What is that? And I was like, you're older than she is. You have more years sober than your sponsor. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And you know, I'm not saying that the person
Guilt.
that I'm talking about right now, who is my sponsor and who left AA but is still sober, I'm not saying that she needs to go back to drinking. No, she does not. But it's just the situation where it's like they can get, the program can get so deep in your head. Like I recently found some notes from when I was in AA. From when I was in AA. I'm a little drunk on wine right now, but I'm being perfectly safe. I'm not driving anywhere, and I'm not doing anything wrong. So I'm very healthy. Okay, moving on. But yeah. So yeah, totally drinking, but not in an unsafe, bingy way. But yeah. So and I was looking at these notes, and I was like, this is all vacuous bullshit. Like there was all this stuff about God and stuff that I just don't even believe. Things that didn't even make any sense. It was that envelope I showed you last night. Do you remember that? Yeah. It was so weird. And I was like, okay, apparently I was way into this, you know, for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when we first started dating.
I think the whole thing about AA and, you know, the drug programs and everything is, it is mostly about the religious indoctrination, and that's why they want it to be anonymous.
Yep.
And they don't take numbers or anything else like that, because they don't want to catch the true numbers of backsliders.
Yeah.
You know, they just want the people who are positive and, oh yeah, come to this program, but they're already, and it's about
I really say, go ahead. I'm sorry. It's your channel. Go ahead.
oh, it's about the intent and the difference in the psychology of the intent. Because, you know, my friend told me, well, you know, everybody needs a higher power to, you know, to keep them from not drinking. I'm just like, well, everybody doesn't drink, and you know, they're teaching you you're inherently bad for existing, and they've talked you into, you can't trust yourself because you have the intent. Tell yourself not to have the fucking intent to begin with, like I did, and don't go out and drink and spend my whole paycheck and all that shit. Because that's all it is, you know, is the self-discipline. And the whole thing, even in AA, they'll tell you the very first thing, just have the desire not to drink. That's all it is. Well, okay, so since when, you know, did an invisible character with an imaginary fishing line make you, you know, a dog leash or whatever, lead you around? When is that ever? It's your intent that you're working on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And no God required.
It is cult-like though in that sense, and I think Telltale has done a bit on, is, you know, a cult.
I think he has.
I think he has. And he would do it better than I ever could. But yeah, it really is like, y'all, anybody out there, like if you are having substance abuse issues, if you're having problems, there are secular groups out there for you. They exist.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to name any names. We have a friend going through one right now. And it's because, like, AA is a cult. Like, the first step is I am powerless over alcohol, right? And the second step is, you know, basically God will save me from. I used to know. I'm sorry. I used to have them all memorized. I don't know, but yeah, it's just it's nuts, and it it infects you with the same stuff that if you grew up religious, you were indoctrinated with it to begin with. So it's really, really easy
Yep.
to fall back into those old patterns of, okay, well, I can't trust myself. So I'm, you know, and then I remember people saying things to me that made no sense. Like, there was this really cool girl. Like, she was so fucking cool. She was younger than I was. She had badass tattoos. She was so cool. And she was in the program. And she would say things like, you know, like I'd run into her and she's like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, I'm doing okay. And she's like, "Because of," and I was like, I would look at her blankly and she would say, "Grace, you're doing okay because of grace." And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Yeah, what they just did. Like, I didn't know what, I still don't. I'm like, I mean, I get that I'm not so culturally unaware that I don't know what she was trying to say. But it's like, grace from whom and for what and of what? I don't feel that. I don't know what that is. I can't quantify that.
Yeah, that never connected with me. I have an Aunt Grace.
Each of those questions.
Yeah. It was very
Hey, you want me to do an impression of Dave?
We love you, Dave. That was great.
Dave is awesome.
No, don't. Please don't.
Oh, no.
That was very stressful. We none of us laughed until. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay.
One of my relatives was asking me, I'm not going to name any names, but he was telling me, he's like, "Man, I've been wanting to go back to not therapy, but rehab. That's the word." And I was like, "Well, why don't you?" "Well, I don't know. You know, not now. You know, I got so and so coming over and stuff." I said, "Oh, you mean the the drug lady?" "Okay, sure." The whole problem is you got to get away from the enablerhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But we are officially in an after party. So was it okay? Are you guys okay with other folks joining us? If need be, they can put their 2 cents in too in the conversation.
Yeah, no.
I will.
Yeah.
I will put
90 minutes almost.
The link right down there. Most people don't do this with a chat, but you know, I have less than 100 people, so I did it again. There we go.
Oh, it's all good. I've got less than 250. I feel you. It's fine.
Yeah,
so it's safe. You know, you get a close knit bunch of friends listening in. You can get.
Yeah, I hope Lavender Lady comes in. I hope Junie comes in.
Wine.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no trolls yet, so I haven't made it.
You're all good. I've got to read your book. That's actually my assignment for. Well, it was supposed to be my assignment for this Tuesday. I'm gonna wait. Actually, I'm gonna wait until I can talk to you in the green room.
Yeah, do whatever you want. It's your book now. You know, I've already.
I love
wrote
it.
A long time ago.
It's gonna be next week's Tuesday Wine and Reason, just not this coming week's. Does that make sense? Not this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a
Tuesday.
I'm gonna explain. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like the story.
I think I will too. Diana!
Hey,
Diana.
Julie, Randy, yay!
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
God, I look like death warmed over. I don't know.
But that's general.
I'll tell you what. I'll put
incidentally,
the
Julie, the Lavender Lady here has a copy of my book too.
Yes, I do.
I sent her a gift as well.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so in a week from Tuesday,
you can chat about it.
Randy's book. Do you want to do that together? If you want to do that together, that'd be awesome. I know your life is weird. Right
Yeah,
now.
we can do that. I can actually go back to reading the book again and stuff and things. And yeah, with everything that's been going on, I have to admit I put a lot of stuff over to the side, and that's my fault. But we'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
and then we'll have some fun. You know what the heck?
yeah, that would
It
be
like
just
it sounds like a whole bunch of. That's what it sounds like. I don't know what
I
the
tell
hell we're
people
talking
just
about.
keep the damn thing next to the toilet and they can read a couple of chapters and shake their head and go, that damn bad guy's up to some shenanigans again.
To Randy and to Diana. Yeah.
Danke schön.
Dankeschön, mein Liebchen.
Yes, you got to work on the Deutsch too. And as far as that goes, I got to work.
I know, I'm sorry. My grandpa spoke it, but my grandma, I'm sorry, not my grandma. My mother was born in 1942 and she was his eldest child. Yeah. So he was like, nope, I'm not teaching any of my children to speak Sprachen Deutsch. Nope.
I definitely see the mindset. I definitely see
it. Yeah, it was bad. So but all of his siblings did, and they would sing Silent Night at Christmas.
Oh yes.
And I do remember that vaguely from being very
we did learn a whole shitload of Christmas carols in my first year German course, and yeah, they were absolutely wonderful, and I just have to do that again someday. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll have to work on living long enough to do it, and then we'll see what happens.
Yes, please.
There is no pressure. No pressure.
None at all. I know.
I'm sorry. It's not fair. It's not
What
fair.
is there? What?
Are we live right now?
Say again?
Are we live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk
Yes.
about things. I mean,
No, I don't want to ask
Yeah,
you
I never
anything
closed out.
private. I'm also hearing myself echo, which is weird because I don't have.
Oh,
I
Julie's
wonder
here.
if some of that is okay. I don't have a
Hello.
headset plugged in.
I don't either.
I can see what happens.
Hey, did you ever fart so bad you threw your back out?
More than once.
Hello.
Hello.
What do we have here? Oh, hi, Junie.
Hello,
Is it Junie or
everybody.
Tiuni or how does that work?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The pronunciation of your name. What is that?
Oh yes, Junie.
Junie, okay.
There's a reason for it. There's like a two separate things. So Ju meaning 10 in Japanese and ni meaning 2. If you put them together, it's 12. My birthday just happens to be 10/12, so I decided to go with that name. And I'm also wanted to be called. I used to want it to be called the number 10 of the 12 apostates versus the 12 apostles.
Yeah. I dig it.
There we go.
Cool.
Maybe that would be better.
Yeah, we think.
Mine's pretty damn obvious. It's just obvious what I do.
Oh man, we love you though.
And you're good at it.
We need all sorts. I mean, you gotta have people who can play music and who can be amazingly weird and who can be Diana, a matriarch, because you are one.
You know,
I'm not trying to make it weird. I don't know how much dialysis.
This is the thing. Back when they were talking to me, the Godless Iowan and Mrs. Snarky would always call me Aunt Diana, and I would complain that Jesus Christ, I'm everybody's aunt, but nobody's lover. You know, what the hell is this?
I have 9 nieces and nephews, and if I was only an aunt and nobody's lover, that would suck. So I agree. I may have just made it worse.
I haven't had human contact in about 10 years. So, yay.
Oh my God. Do you have condoms? If you would make that, I will get permission and make that okay.
No,
That's insane. 10 years?
What do you do?
Oh, I'm
Live
fine.
in the base
Yeah.
of a tree like Bilbo Baggins? Is that the whole thing or what?
I'm not
Pretty-
that
pretty
hot.
close
But
to it.
10 years, that might be a bit jaw-dropping, frankly. I'm sorry.
It's not that big a deal. When you're ill,
It's-
you don't even care.
I
I
was
still like
incredibly.
flirting and having fun, though. Like what scientist
Oh, yeah.
Mel. Oh, boy.
Oh,
I got a
shit.
crush
Well-
on her like you would not believe.
Oh,
I
she's definitely crushable. Come on, yeah.
Oh man, she's a hot, smart redhead.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
And then you know, I
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to admit to having a crush. Nobody ever figured that out, did they? She won't have me, damn it.
I never counted you out, but you know.
Okay.
I told her that I could imagine myself waking up next to her and saying sweet nothings like, "Is that damn coffee done yet?"
Oh, that is not okay.
That is not a
Oh,
sweet
jeez.
nothing. That is an invitation to a slap.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, that's okay.
Or
I got a dent around here somewhere where I got hit in the head with a frying pan by one of my exes. That wasn't very good.
Oh, shit.
damn it,
Cast
no.
iron.
Okay,
No, that's not all right.
I'm sorry, harmonica man. That's abuse. That is not all right, and you did not deserve that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
My ex used to joke about the sound that a
Ex.
rolling pin would make when contacting the head. You know, the sound was spouse. You know, one of these deals. But yeah, that was a running joke all the time.
Yay.
Well, I'll tell you. Yeah, she was the kind who would let her temper go on me. So, you know, what can I tell you?
No, my ex got violent with me a few times, and I left because
Mm.
that's
And
what
Melody would throw shit at me and stuff.
also, I am proud of this moment, and I know I tell this story a lot, and I'm sorry, my love, because I know it makes you uncomfortable, but I tell this story a lot. So my ex tried to, he was choking me. And
Oh, yay.
on the stairs.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, okay, you gotta split. I love you.
I love
Yeah.
you too.
They need to walk out for a second because it's a bad story.
Aw.
But so
Mm.
basically, they were I don't know if they were too high or too drunk or actually asleep because they had somnambulism. I don't know, but they I was sitting on the stairs in our townhouse, and they came over and put their hands on my neck, both on each side, and started choking me, and I kicked them as hard as I could, right, in the balls.
Where it counted, yeah.
Yeah, and it did nothing. It did nothing. Like they were so far gone they didn't feel it or something.
Oops.
Yeah, and I know, right? I don't know how, but they didn't. I don't. Yeah, their thigh muscles were not that good, so I don't know what could. They just must have been that psychotic. In their defense, they did go and have themselves committed like 2 days later. So I will say that. But okay, so anyway,
But it took 2 days.
It took 2 days, and they're trying to choke me to death.
Been there.
And I started to see like black edges around my vision, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna lose consciousness soon because oxygen is being blocked from my brain. So I did a whole play dead thing, and it worked.
Oh, yay. Okay,
Yeah,
at least
they
it
let
worked.
go, and I could breathe, and they went away. He went away, I should say, because this was not junk shop.
Oh, thank goodness.
Not at all.
Yeah.
This was my first husband, and I won't say his name, but this is not junk shop. And so he went away, and I went upstairs and locked myself in the bedroom until morning, and then I went to work. And but yeah, the Oscar fucking goes to this bitch right here, because yeah, that die.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Made it out.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Here's my love life. I'll give you a hint.
Aw.
What do you got over? It's difficult for me to see what that was.
He was choking
But
a
the
rubber
rubber
chicken.
chicken.
Hey, honey, the story's
Oh.
over. Okay.
Choking the chicken. Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry, Junk Shop is not a fan of that story, so they had to go away while I told it. But hopefully,
Wolf beef.
Right.
I actually kind of love that they're not.
I had a stalker one time years ago. I was staying in a KOA campground, and it was my cousin's friend, and she was a little bit off,
Mhm.
and
A little bit.
my landlady, the one who owned the KOA campground, she come over and she knocked on my little trailer door, and it was early in the morning. I was getting ready for work, and I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Are you going to do something about your girlfriend?" I said, "I do not have a girlfriend. I have no idea what you're talking about." So, well, this woman's been out there spying on you out by the road every day now at 4 o'clock in the morning. She's been watching you, and she hides and stuff behind the camp, and watches you from behind the campground and stuff too.
That is
So
not good.
I went out there. I walked around one day and just went all the way around and come up behind her car and went and knocked on her window. And she rolled it down. Her face was just beet red. And I said, "You want to come in and have sex or what?"
Wow.
Oh my God, what did she say?
She said, "Yeah."
Ah, there you go.
I
Oh,
explained to her,
did it
you
happen?
can't be being creepy like that, And she followed me everywhere. I'd go from one end of the state to the other, delivering Christmas trees and stuff like that. And we'd see her in the parking lot of the Kroger's and stuff, spying on me. And after a while, I'm like, "Hey, you got to quit this crap."
Man, that's just a
Just
little
because
bit.
I'm the harmonica man doesn't mean you get act like, yeah. Yeah, I don't, and it wasn't like I was rich or anything. Just because I went on tours and stuff with big rock bands and crap doesn't mean, I was rich and famous and a big star or nothing. It's like I'm the thing that never was, and here she is stalking me. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this person? So I screwed her,
Oh my.
and then we called it a day.
Okay. Looks like somebody's screen froze. Maybe. Yep. Looks like it froze.
Oh yeah.
That always happens to me, and I don't even use StreamYard.
Yeah, Julie and Junkshop screen is froze.
And there they go, and they should come back any day
they'll
now.
probably boot back up, and yep. What about you, Junie? Any fun stories you got for us?
Oh, there's probably too many to even go through. I just decided to join because the conversation hit home. I there's times where I wish I can split myself into, just like, I consider myself two individuals, but I can't necessarily physically split myself into two. But I think I prefer staying, where the conversation hits. Because
that is so fascinating to me.
What's that?
It is so fascinating to me. Yeah, please continue telling us about this.
No,
it's very interesting.
Oh, yeah. I could have gone to Jen's stream as well, but I, like I said, I like the conversation here,
Mhm.
so I decided to stay here. So
Oh yay, danke schön.
Good.
Yeah, I guess you could almost say that two people live in here. I mean, there's a lot of Edward that lives on in Diana, you know?
no,
Um,
yeah,
I'm not all that different for having transitioned.
I know, and it's hard. I'm sorry, something's going off in the background.
Oh, that's fine. We don't care. Funny noises, foul language, and booze is okay in this channel.
What
Yeah,
the-
I'm just barely getting how do you say used to, or how do I put it this way? It took me a while to accept who I, for who I really am, because again, I was more oppressing those that other side.
Moo. Okay, we've got stuff going here. Yeah. Okay. Animals, clowns,
Societal
lightning.
social constructs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the guests of honor have left the stage momentarily. Hopefully they can get their computer stuff going on. This stuff really fascinates me, and I wanted to share some of my friends with some of my other friends, and let everybody know, everybody's just human. We're all humans, not dehumanized or anything. It's like Diana, like you were saying on a stream about a week ago, about, hey, this is me. I'm a human being. I'm not a monster, or Frankenstein walking around or nothing like that too. It's just another person.
Yeah, really.
And it's true.
I'd really like more people to get the idea and to come to the understanding that we're not crazy, we're not weird, we're not perverted. Well, sometimes we are, but not quite in the way I'm talking about here.
Right.
But I mean, we're just how did George Carlin put a blob of protoplasm walking around shaking hands? Hi Phil, give me a piece of lettuce. Oh, there we go. There you are, honey.
All right.
Yay!
We're back.
All right.
The Wi-Fi extender fell off the side of the desk and unplugged and reset and did all the technical things.
Oops.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh man, I tell you, no, I'm just looking at your lovely clutter over there, and my clutter isn't so lovely. I've got to do something about that. I really have to work on cleaning this place up.
Well, your fish tank is just completely stealing the show, so nothing else is even noticeable.
Okay, well, everything else
Right.
is behind. Whoa. Everything else is behind the camera. So, yeah, the only way anybody's going to see it is if they come in here. Yeah. Now, what I may or may not have to, I may have to do rearranging in here, and I'm not sure I'm looking forward to that. It all depends on the way dialysis goes. I'd like, if I could, to investigate home dialysis. But if I did that, I'd have to rearrange this place, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be a
Yeah,
while.
because the machines are quite big, right?
Yeah.
Well, the home dialysis machines, as far as I can see, not all that large. They're actually smaller than the clinic machines.
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
really
okay.
happy you're
the
open to
guy
the
who invented the guy who invented dialysis machines just died last year. He was in my secret society, and we were going to change the world together. And a few people, big businessmen, had passed away. So had to put a
So yeah,
kibosh on our plans.
it would be
So
just
is
the.
it all down to you? Is this like a tontine sort of situation?
The wrong
No.
box, right? No, what would be absolutely crazy is if this friend of yours who had invented the dialysis machine had died of kidney failure. Yeah, I mean that would be just the thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like you invent,
irony.
if you would invent it and then you don't use it.
Oh, for the love of Saint Gulick! But the I'll have to look up some of the pictures I've seen. They're small enough, in some cases, they can go by your bedside. And if you have someone to be there with you, you can actually do it while you're asleep. Now, I don't think that Sylvia qualifies as someone who would be, able to be with me as far as the dialysis goes. But
I think
well.
if they discriminate against cats, and I think that's wrong. But
There you go.
okay, so
Yeah, it's
Diane,
catastrophe.
DM me like what I don't want to. I know you've said it before, but I don't want to make you say it right now. Just like DM me what state you're in. I'm in Tennessee. We're in Tennessee.
I'm
we're a ways
I'm in
away.
Pennsylvania.
Okay, well I figured you were. All right, cool.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, the southwest corner.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay, so I've been to Pennsylvania. It was lovely. So have you? Yeah. I mean, you were younger and it wasn't as pleasant because you were with your family, which sucks. But I was with my aunt and uncle and cousin, and they were amazing and fun. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So
Yes, sir.
I've been to Philadelphia. I could totally, we could come to Pittsburgh and figure some.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's actually 300 miles closer to you. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't have a job right now. I just want to do something useful. I don't even know, like, if getting on a plane is okay.
Yeah, come on out here and eat my cooking, both of you. Come on.
Oh, honey, don't tempt me. Oh, my God. She speaks German. Her cooking is amazing.
I can only imagine.
Her cooking is like the first hand shit of the second hand shit my mom cooked. Like when she would make like bratwurst and sauerkraut, but it was hot dogs and sauerkraut. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hot dogs and tinned cabbage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my babka taught me a lot. Really did. Slovak lady, wonderful lady. I love her dearly. Every time I bake a loaf of bread, I think about her. And that's where I got my chicken paprikash, and that's where I got my halupki and my halushki and my zaprashka and all the other good Eastern European cuisine.
God damn it, Junkshop. We're going to see Diana, and we're going to copy down her recipes.
Yeah, I tell you what, you can even have the bedroom, and I'll get a sleeping bag and sleep out here in the living room with Sylvia.
No. We have sleeping bags. It's fine. We'll bring them with us. It's no problem.
Oh, there we go.
We'll sleep on your living room floor and hang out with Sylvia. It's fine. You will sleep in your bed. Perfect. Because it's your house.
Jesus. Too bad I'm out of the way. I got a queen size air mattress. Just for
I tell you, if I could
size bed.
If I can live to see the end of this plague, I would really, really, really like to have all of you out here.
I
know, same.
All of the audiences and everything else. I mean, I'm sure that I could fit at least 50 people in the backyard.
And that's the one thing keeping us, because we're not employed right now. We both I don't want to say suck, but it's been really hard to find a job during the pandemic, but it's like because of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Diana, I don't want to bring, it's the same reason I'm not seeing my parents. to, I can drive to in 40 minutes. I don't want to bring, death to your house.
It's already here. Come on.
I know. That's the fucked up thing. Is a part of me knows
I know.
it's already not doing great.
I mean,
He's hanging out waiting to raid the fridge.
I don't
Oh man, I tell you, it's
know.
when you're 8 years old and you're sitting around in your backyard and you're doing whatever the hell it is and everything else, you never think that you're going to be dying of kidney disease later.
no.
Not until you're 43 and your doctor tells you, hey, those those antacids you take are really bad for your kidneys. And I'm like, yeah, but if I don't take them every day, I'm going to get esophageal cancer because my dad has the marker for it. It's just it's literally what am I weighing this against,
Oh.
I'm 43, might have kidney disease at some point, but don't have esophageal cancer because that will kill me much faster.
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder, all that baking soda I was eating when my ulcers were giving me shit, I wonder if that did it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I use the purple, like I told my doctor it was soda. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yelling in your ear. I told my doctor, my internist, that I use the I'm sorry, the generic. It's the purple pill. Nexium. You remember that? Yeah, purple pill, Nexium.
The purple pill called Nexium.
It's the generic one. Yeah, on the purple. And he was like, no, you have to do it. And I said, why? It works. And he said, because it will eventually affect your kidney failure. You can go into kidney failure. And I was like, yeah, but it works. And so I tried using like 3 other different ones, and none of them worked. And I was like, my dad literally has, like, he's had excised from his throat the marker for esophageal cancer because he has acid reflux like I've had since I was 7 years old. And, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't know.
Well, that's just all of modern medicine for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You take one pill to counteract your seasickness. Major side effect is nausea. Mm-hmm. You take an anti-nausea pill, one of the major possible side effects is death.
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing that gets me is like a major side effect is like suicide or depression.
Right?
I mean, I don't want to be mean, but yeah, Junie, yeah, right.
Yeah, some of the
that reminds me
you are talking about as well, isn't it? Some of the SSRIs I've seen out there, the antidepressants. One of the side effects is becoming suicidal because you finally have enough strength and will to go ahead and kill yourself, because before you thought of it and just didn't have the strength to do it, or didn't have the willpower to do it.
Guts, what?
You're talking about antidepressants, right?
Yeah.
I'm on an antidepressant where one of the listed side effects is fear.
Fear.
Oh boy. Excuse me, please. Oh my word. Fear.
In the bold print of the bad ones, it says, if you experience one of these 3 or 4 things, contact your doctor immediately. And one of them is anxiety, and one of them is fear. And it's like, motherfucker, I'm taking this to combat my anxiety. How the hell am I supposed to know what I'm...
It just intensifies it more.
Boy, shamoy, let me tell you.
Scale, I can
everything
measure.
is getting harder and harder.
I gotta say, though, in all fairness, when you were on this medication regularly, after the first 3 months, the fear part went away.
It did.
And it was incredibly helpful.
There was a lot of there's always weirdness when you start a new psychotrip.
But I just, for the people listening, it was bad initially, and it was bad for a good 90 plus days. Okay, it was bad for a good 3 months, but then it got a lot better. and that was nice.
Yeah, what really gave me a pain in my arse, the only antidepressant, well, I've said this to you already, Junkshop, the only antidepressant that ever really did any good job for me gave me nightmares.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
And oh god, I'd wake up screaming. Well, I still wake up screaming, but that's another story entirely. And then the psychiatrist gave me a its primary indication is an antipsychotic, but I guess it also helps along with antidepressants and somehow in their use, and supposedly it gets rid of it got rid of the nightmares, but then I was all confused. In a whole confusion sort of thing. If you look at the back catalog of some of my Sunday shows, Kate noticed in a big hurry that I was talking and making no sense, and we finally figured out it was that part. I think it was called. Remeron was the antidepressant. There was another one that this. Normally antipsychotic or also something else. Yeah, that didn't help at all. So right now I'm on nothing, which sucks ass. But
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can do.
Sorry.
And the bad thing about that is a lot of times you cannot control your emotions.
Right.
They take over for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get that. They say straighten your ass up or whatever, and it's like, you know what? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The telegram was.
Did you catch that earlier, Diana? When I was talking about having to get a second opinion and stuff like that. I don't think.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Well, anyways, my dentist has me going to get a biopsy because I might have cancer.
Oh,
so
great!
I've seen it 100 times.
Oh.
So I don't think so. I just got this spot on the inside of my lip there, and it looks like what do you call it, melanoma or what the hell ever?
Okay, then.
Can they cut it off? My dad's had like 8 melanomas, freeze dried off of his face, as he grew up in.
And I'm hoping, because I'm not going to give up harmonica. If I got to play that motherfucker out of my nose, that's what's going to happen.
Exactly. I mean, he grew up in Georgia before Sanskrit was a thing. That's it.
Oh, you talk about that. I've got to get back to practicing recorder. But that's another story entirely. If I can't play a flute, I'll play a recorder.
I haven't played a bass clarinet in so many years, decades even, but I'd love to have one.
The last time I played a bass clarinet, alto clarinet is what I played, as well as the B-flat clarinet. Last time I did that.
I sucked at it.
Oh, okay. No, last time I did that.
But
that was 1973. So last time I played I don't even have my clarinet anymore. The ex-wife kept it.
1993 was the last time I played a B-flat clarinet.
That's what my ex-girlfriend did. She'd be flat.
What?
Okay. Yes. Uh-huh.
Junkshop is facepalm me. I want to know why.
Mr. Randy thinks he's funny. Mr. Randy got himself a joke.
Oh, I missed it.
It's a Randy joke.
Oh my! And
I missed it.
What's the audience doing over there? Are they ready to kill us yet?
Probably.
Is there an audience?
Well, we only got 2 people. I don't think so.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
Who is it?
Oh my!
It's blues guitar and harmonica, and I don't know who else.
See, because it might be somebody we need to appease later.
There you go.
It appears to be all
Oh, what?
It was
Oh,
Diana
what?
and I, and then we decided to join.
I didn't. Stefan? Okay.
No, it's just, it goes harmonica man, blues guitar and harmonica, blues guitar and harmonica, blues guitar.
Jesus. Junie.
Junie was up there, way up there, but that was before she joined the stream.
I want to say.
Yeah.
I want to say something to Junie is that she has the sexiest fucking voice I've heard in a long time. And no offense, my darling, you know I love
None
you,
taken.
but
I agree.
goddamn, does Junie
Oh
have?
my, oh my, oh my.
Thank you so much.
Oh, come on, Diana. You again. You had the sexiest voice at the time.
Oh, please. I don't know what you.
Now you can speak. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, Diana. Like you speak multiple languages. Don't even play.
Ooh.
Well, what
I'm
is
saying.
my voice still sexy now, or what?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Better. You don't know me.
Yeah, you
That's
don't.
even better.
And, yeah, I gotta say, Diana.
Oh, look, it's a kittiness. Hi, kittiness.
Hi, Kitty.
Hello,
Oh, hi,
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Stream crasher extraordinaire.
Look, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but if I had the part that like gets erect, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that low bit with what you just did with your voice, yeah, that absolutely would have done it for me because it did what it did to my clitoris, but it's not apparent.
It's not the same thing. Yeah, I know. Oh my word! It's that's kind of one of the things I do miss about my boy days. I used to sing contrabass.
Oh,
nice.
oh, I get you. I sang alto too. I feel
Yeah, I actually had a hell of a wide range. I didn't get into the alto range, but I could barely get into first tenor.
Yeah,
I was mainly a tenor.
Two and a little bit of first tenor, but that was about it. I had scarlet fever when I was little, and it damaged. Yeah. So.
Yeah, one of the choirs I was in, I was one of the, if you want to call it a switch hitter. Anytime that we had a shortage in the tenor section, I'd go over there.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Because we were overrun with basses, but tenors were a little short supply.
Yeah. No, they would have thrown me in the tenor sack if I wasn't in ladies ensemble, which is fucking Collierville High School for we don't know what the fuck to do with you except not mix you with the boys.
Yeah.
Southern Exposure was the boys and girls choir. That was nice. Nope, never got in that. God damn it. Anyway, everything is too gendered. Everything is too gendered.
I'm just starting to learn how to sing a little bit. I was never allowed to sing, and apparently I got a good voice according to some people.
Yeah.
And they're sober and everything.
Hell yeah. I'm so not right now, but yeah, seriously, that's a thing.
I will pat myself on the back, and I will say that I knocked over the I knocked out Robert Page, who was the director of the Cleveland Orchestra Choir. He was delivering a talk, about singing and all this stuff, and said, nobody can says I want to be a computer programmer just because they saw a computer and the whole thing, and he starts going on here. You can sing the Star Spangled Banner. How about you sing the Star Spangled Banner? And nobody could do this, because you have to understand the Star Spangled Banner spans a 12th, an octave and a half. He points at me. You sing. I forgot to stand up and span that 12th and then some. And he's standing there. Where did you come from? And this is a pro that's doing this.
Oh, you kicked ass then. Seriously?
Oh my! It's just amazing.
And you still sang it? I can't.
Yeah, I was still sitting.
Banner on key. No, ma'am.
I never did have the time I wanted to try. I wanted to audition for the Mendelssohn Choir, but never did have the time to do it. Unfortunately, that was
Mm.
the professional choir that he directed.
Hell yeah.
And that was years and years and years and years ago. Oh Christ! I think that was what 82, something like that. It's a while back.
That's all right. Yeah, girl,
Oh hell, I wish I had a musical background. I mean, I've been playing by ear since I was 5 years old, but
I
I've
was gonna say,
never
do you
done
fucking not?
anything.
You're like, yeah, and also, Harmonic Man, I love you, and I say this with great respect. Fuck you,
Yeah.
because I had scarlet fever. I had perfect pitch before I was 5 and caught scarlet fever, and now I don't. So, and my brother does, and my other brother does, and my sister plays 3 instruments. She plays piano, clarinet, and saxophone. And
Wow.
guess what? I don't play any. I can kind of sing sometimes. So,
Take care, BG and H. Take care, be good. What happened to me? I can't sing anymore, and it's the kidney disease. I don't have the breath anymore.
darling, is there anything I can do to help you get the dialysis? Like, can we send you money? We don't have a lot of money. We're both out of work, but like, is there anything we can do?
Hang on. I'm in the process of trying to find information.
Okay.
There are a lot of people who are telling me that the kidney-related stuff is all free.
Okay.
What I want to know is what that means.
Right.
Does
No,
it
that's
mean
fair.
that the dialysis is free and the transportation to get there is free? Or,
You know what?
that sort of thing.
I don't know that I care that that's free.
I do.
It goddamn well ought to be.
And ought to, but
Yes.
at the same time, it's like, we can figure out that shit later if you can get the care you need right now. That's kind of where I'm at with it. And I realize I'm just telling you, Diana, I am not telling you what to do. I am just telling you from my perspective what I would hope my Aunt Janet or my Aunt Linda would do, because that's how I think of you. Like, I love you, and you're one of my people, and I don't want. I'm sorry, that's not fair. That's emotional.
Don't worry about it. No, not to worry about that at all. We don't even know what kind of stuff we want for me yet. There are something on the order of 3 different kinds of dialysis, and we don't know which one to go for. And hey, honey, take care. Okay, come on, be good. I'm not dead yet. Okay.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't even know. I didn't know there were different kinds, though. There are different kinds of dialysis. I didn't know that.
There's the hemodialysis, which is the one everybody thinks about, where you're in a couch and you're hooked up to the machine and all that stuff. And then there's another one called peritoneal dialysis, which is just dumping fluid into your body cavity and then draining it at intervals. That's what my ex gave her cat when her cat had kidney disease.
Yeah.
Get in there with a needle and then run fluid into the body cavity, and then that sloshes around by osmosis. The bullshit comes out into the fluid, and then you drain that. And then there's the hemodialysis that you do at home, which at the moment is kind of the one I'd like to see about getting. But I have to see if there's enough room for all the machinery and everything else.
Right.
So there are some questions to answer first. You have to work on that and get that going.
Just when you figure out what you need, we will start the GoFundMe, and we can make this happen.
Well, actually, what I need, I am needing the $400 million. That's what I am. And then I will run away to another on the other side of the pond, and I will have my vacation.
Look, no, that was amazing. Yeah, fair. That was amazing, Diana. But you know, we're all like, ridiculously, hopelessly puppy dog attached to you, and
I have no fucking idea.
ultimately,
No, look, no. Let's be real for a minute here. I don't understand why. I'm nothing special. I'm just, Diana Clarion. That's all I am.
dude, I can't explain why you're so important to me. I just know that you are. I just know that if I ever see you in the flesh, all I want to do is give you the biggest hug ever. And
I don't know. Some people's tastes.
let me say my piece. I think it's because you are such a loving human being, and because I've seen things, I've watched what you've said, and I've watched who you've stood up for, and I just there's a part of me that just goes out to you and is like, if this woman in Pennsylvania can understand,
Let's see if I can do my bugs.
I'm not finished saying my piece. Pennsylvania can finish, can express what it is, to be herself and to be real where she is. That gives us hope in goddamn fucking Tennessee. I hope you have some idea of the impact that you've made and how much we all love you. And also you, God damn it, Diana. I mean, it's not even that philosophical. You look like my Aunt Janet, for fuck's sake. All I want to do is come to you. It's insane.
The connection is very hard to explain.
Yeah.
I don't know here. Well, let me see if I can do a decent Bugs Bunny here. She don't know me very well, do she? Oh my
And we
word!
all took a left turn at Albuquerque.
If there's any example of the exact opposite of the way the slimy bastards would have described me, it's you right now.
They're not your family. They may have produced you, and when you talk about your line ending and how that's a good thing, maybe if the line hadn't ended with you, it took so many generations to get to you. And you were
here's the thing,
Diana.
I wish I knew who to thank for that, because they didn't produce me.
No, they did not.
They went to the baby store and took me off the shelf.
That is all you. That is all.
I was an adopted child.
Oh, fantastic! That was my first cousin. Like, I get it. Like, I mean,
yeah, so was my sister.
Yeah.
And that's one good thing I can be happy for, that I'm not related to those two.
Yeah, you are not genetically related to the slimy bastard.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes I wished I was adopted.
Oh, I know. I mean, I've spoken. I have dear friends who are adopted, and they're like, "No, you don't." And also one first cousin who's like, "Look, I love our family, but no, you don't wish you were adopted." So I can't echo that in the way that I want to, but I do understand what Harmonica Man means, what Ren means when he says that.
What amazes the shit out of me is that there are the groups out there, and so many people who complain about having been adopted, where, okay, you ripped me from my family and you caused me all this trauma. Remember now that when they were when they were adopted out, they were maybe 10 days old.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I really don't.
No, and I want to say, like, for my closest friend, I'm sorry, Diana, please finish. And
move me. No, but I tell you, it would be interesting. Were I able to meet the woman who bore me, the man who donated sperm, it would be interesting to meet them. I'd like to know what they were like, what strange diseases they had, and what I've got coming up yet in the future.
Sure. What kind of clinical issues?
But
There
there's
you go.
no connection there
Future.
because, unfortunately, the only parents I knew were those two, and they turned out to be no parents at all. Yeah, so what do you do?
Yeah. No, my a dear friend of mine from undergrad and graduate school. She's amazing, and she was adopted, and I loved her mom so much. Her obviously her adoptive mom, and her adoptive dad, and her dad died because his gallbladder burst and he went septic before they could get it out. Yeah. And you remember the very next, like 2 years later, the same thing happened with my dad. Yeah. That's why Laurel didn't talk to us for like a year. Okay. And she was not being mean. She just didn't know what the fuck to say.
Yeah. Well,
because it had killed her dad. And it didn't kill my dad because we happened to find a good surgeon who knew, like, I don't care what the scans say. I know a gallbladder that's inflamed without the scans, and he did surgery, and that's all that saved my dad. And my dad's gallbladder literally like started to disintegrate in the surgeon's hands as he took it out. This same man removed my gallbladder.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was amazing. So anyway, my point is that my friend Laurel, like, she's an adopted child, and she loves her parents. She loved her parents, the people who raised her, and they're both dead now. But she did find her birth mom because she was born into one of those Southern Baptist unwed mothers homes.
Oops.
Yeah, and some nurse, and there's a very reason why I'm being very careful with last names right now. Some nurse decided to literally break the law and give my friend Laurel her actual birth mama's name. So Laurel went and knocked on her door, and the woman literally slammed the door in her face.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of those things that you can reasonably expect will happen. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was so sad. I mean, and it's not that, and again, it's not that her adoptive parents left her wanting anything. Like, they loved her, and they left her everything they had, and they cared for her. They adored her. They couldn't have children of their own. They adopted her and her brother. They loved them to pieces. But, she wanted to know who the fuck she came from. And her birth mama wasn't willing to give her that information, other than, you were a mistake and I'm going to slam the door in your face.
Now, I tell the story every now and then about a kind of funny thing I almost want to see happen, where I would find, let's say, my birth mother, and, you go up to the door, and, door opens, guy answers the door. Hello. Hi, I'm looking for my mother. Honey, is there something you haven't told me? That would be just brilliant. Or the other one would be finding a birth family, and mom came out as has a bull dyke, and dad came out as a cross dresser, and I have 3 trans siblings. That would be great. I'd love every minute of that.
That would be awesome. Like, bitch, I was doing before school, whatever, but like, it's not cool. But you know what I mean? Like, that is amazing.
Years ago, I saw a cartoon where some magician turned Wonder Woman into a pig, and then Batman goes looking for her, knocks on some guy's door and says, "Have you seen this pig?" And the guy turns around and says, "Gladys, it's for you."
Oh my wow, misogynistic Superman comedy. Yeah, they were thing.
Oh, but I'll tell you what's really fun. Now, I mean, he already knew about all of this, but getting it in his face was something else entirely. My ex has a half sister and a half brother
Mm.
by her mother, and half sister found her mother and came on over and paid a little bit of a visit. And John's sitting there with this look on his face with, I really don't want this happening. And, ooh, not fun, not fun, not fun. But, yeah, and it turned out that the person my ex thought was her cousin was actually her half-brother. Because I guess her aunt and uncle adopted this kid.
Right.
From mama.
Yep.
And and just everybody kept everything quiet because it was an open secret about mom's promiscuity, one of those deals.
And keep it in the family. That's how we do things down south.
Yep.
Yeah. It's fucked up, but yeah.
So I don't know, how much more of it or whatever, but yeah, that was all kinds of fun. Well, this was the woman who was dating Richard Petty, I think, for a while.
What?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wait. Richard Petty is related to Tom Petty? Because I need to know this.
Richard Petty, the race car driver.
Oh, okay. I don't. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Explain. You're the person. You're my person. Explain why I don't care. So that they don't feel bad.
Sports.
Explain. Just a minute. Explain.
I don't understand what's being
I
asked of me.
don't fucking care about car sports. I'm just like, was he related to the musician with the same surname? Jesus Christ. It's not that hard. How do you not pick up on this after 6-7 years of marriage? Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're gonna make up for later. Seriously. That. All right.
Yeah, let me see here. Pisto taparota por kologa na badiantay kanimina. Let's
okay.
see. Yeah, that would be about right. So
make Phil feel better because I was just really mean and I didn't mean to be. I feel bad now.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh no, wait a minute. No, I can't. Oh, wait a minute.
Just
No, I can't. Oh, damn it, I can't do it right. This isn't this, it's that. So
sorry.
Oh, you probably can't screen share, can you?
Nah, never mind. It's not. Yeah, I forgot that this wasn't Google Meet.
Ah.
Sorry, a bit random, but
StreamYard.
I'm so accustomed to Google Meet, and I get all kinds of shit from Kate because I'm the one that has to do something different from everybody else, Why are we having the problem today? Oh, I know why. It's Linux. It's like, oh my. If I got my dream, yeah, within a week she'd be ready to kill me and I'd be balled up in the corner crying.
Julie, you had something to say?
Oh, just going back on the adoption thing. I mean, I would have loved to adopt another. I would have loved to adopt a child, at least for somebody from my daughter to play with. But I don't think anybody would sign the papers, and I'm not sure if I think there has to be some sort of a home stability in terms of like
some sort of yes.
Yeah,
it really helps if you have like money. Good job, great income. And then the whole thing about signing the papers, why will you not sign the papers? Because you have cut off both of my hands. Anyway. Oh my. I am sick. I know that. Where is my odd thing? I don't see it.
And I'm thinking, like, I wonder, I'm sure a lot of people who would love to adopt, but, of course, the poor such as myself, a humble peasant, will not be able to get to that.
Oh, look at that! Okay. That might be working a little bit better. I don't know. I hope you haven't lost me here.
No, you're still there.
Oh yeah, good. Okay, because it wasn't on the microphone I usually use. It was on a different one. Anyway, no, I don't know what I'm saying. I really don't. I never do.
Oh yeah. Well, prophylactic carborundum to YouTube.
Yes. Thank you very much. I got a lot of that from Andy Kaufman. Yep, a whole lot of it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was one strange.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh well.
You ever see his Elvis impression? It's pretty good.
Yeah, huh? And then the one I've seen also is the one where he'd bring the Victrola out on stage and he's playing the Mighty Mouse thing, and he would mouth, "Here I come to save the day," you know, that little thing.
Oh, I forgot about that cartoon. It hasn't been on for a long time.
I used to watch that cartoon almost religiously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, a lot of that weird shit I liked. I was a weird kid. Come on, you know.
Weren't we all?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you know a Jerry and Sylvia Anderson marionette show called Fireball XL5.
No.
It was an outer space themed thing. And it was definitely aimed at the young kids, maybe about 4 to 6 years old, in that age range. But oh God, I loved that one.
I remember Howdy Doody.
I barely remember Howdy Doody. I forget which one of us is older, Randy. I'm 62. No, I'm sorry, 63.
I'm 50. I'm 51.
So if you remember Howdy Doody, I should have overlapped it. Maybe I didn't pay that much attention to it. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Right.
Oh, don't ask me. I'm probably the most uncultured one here.
But I'm trying to remember. There was a clown character on Howdy Doody, wasn't there? Did that have Clarabelle?
Yeah, I think there was a clown and there was a witch.
And I'm trying to remember if that Clarabelle, the person who played Clarabelle the clown, also played Mr. Green Jeans, along with Captain Kangaroo.
Could have been.
I remember Bob Keeshan. Definitely remember that one.
Could be.
Yeah, I was just digging way back into the Wayback Machine with Sherman and what the hell was the dog's name? Mr. Peabody.
Mr. Peabody.
That's it. Yes. Well, that one's for all ages.
Yeah.
But just like
and
Bugs
so
Bunny was more.
What's his name with the turtle there in the wizard? And
Oh,
the turtle get in
my
trouble
word.
every time he go in the past, and then the wizard would say, "Trissel, trussel, trussel, throne. Time for this one to come home."
Yep.
And the turtle's yelling, "Help, Mr. Wizard!"
Yeah. Oh, God, all that stuff.
All right, y'all. I've got an interview in the morning, so I'm going to have to make sure I get me a good solid night's sleep. So I'm going to.
Oh my! Is this
Okay.
is trying trying to gain employment?
Yeah, actual employment with money and roof payment and stuff. So yeah.
Oh my, yeah, we better do a good job with that stuff because where you are, it should be about 9:30 p.m., right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, get you to bed nice and early and all that good stuff. And
How did your last interview go?
Well,
Well, where they gave me a second one, so fingers crossed, y'all.
Yeah,
they're
Yeah.
just stringing you along, you
yeah,
know that,
good
right?
luck. And thank you for
never
being
heard
my
the call
guest
back.
tonight and dispelling some misinformation about things. We got a couple of dislikes like I anticipated, but that is just perfectly fine. It doesn't
It's
matter.
baby.
What's a show without the dislikes? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a dislike.
I made it. I got haters. All right.
Yay! I got amazed
That's perfectly fine.
when I discovered that there were some anti-trans people who were talking me down, and it was, oh, you mean I have that much visibility? All right, yeah, now we're talking.
Right, whoa,
Yep.
I actually this, right?
Oh man,
Okay.
Take care. I will see y'all around.
take care, honey. Be
Hey,
good, okay?
Thank you,
I'll try.
Junkshop.
Thank you for having me.
Really
And
funny.
stand against hate.
Yes.
Tayo Korostu. God, it's 10:30
And then there were
already. Yeah,
three.
that's-
Yep.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's just about time for me to wrap this up. I just drank a half pint and a whole bunch of Coca-Cola, so
Oh
he's so
no.
hard, my teeth are swimming.
Can you still get half pints?
Well, I drank the other half yesterday.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay. That's what I tried looking for. I tried looking for a split of a rum when Kate was after me to buy some rum,
Mhm.
and I couldn't find a split, and I ended up buying a fifth, and the thing's going to sit there forever. I know it is.
Right.
I mean, I don't drink all that much.
nor the closest thing I would get to is just sake.
Okay, then. Oh, God, it's been a long time
Ah.
since I've had sake.
Yeah, the last one I had
Me
was like
too.
a strawberry cream
Love that stuff.
sake.
Mmm.
Oh yeah.
That reminds me of something I have not had in literally decades. I haven't had Nestle strawberry milk.
Oh, I have like a whole container waiting up there
Whoa.
still. And
Yeah.
it's
Last
been
time I had that, I was a kid. And the chocolate milk I can't get enough of. I mean, I could drink most of a
Yeah,
gallon.
there's a
in
lot of
day.
stuff. Being a diabetic, that I can't have. And I was telling Faye, the Wonder Lady, a few weeks back that I was probably going to hire her to make a recording of describing pies. That way I can fall asleep to
Jeez.
that and have good dreams.
Okay, then. Well, she'd be coming from descriptions told to her as well, because if I remember correctly, she's a diabetic as well, isn't she?
Right. Yeah, I think she is. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure she is.
I'm going to have to tap her on the shoulder. She was one of the people feeding me some information about benefits available to kidney patients. And I trust Faye implicitly. So if she says something, it's 99% right. So I've got to tap her on the shoulder and maybe we can talk about shit and figure out what's going on here. I have a feeling that early this coming week, I'm probably going to get a call or two from a social worker, and I'm just going to have to go and figure out what the fuck is going on. And
Yeah.
I mean, I hate
And
to
the
admit
correct
it.
knowledge is power.
Yes. I mean, I hate to admit it, but I'm probably going to end up having dialysis. I mean, I had, trying to figure out, did I want to get dialysis or did I just want to die? And I do want to hang on to see some people again and, to see some people for the first time. And I guess I might just have to do the dialysis thing in order to do that. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, the way you described it, either way you do it, it doesn't sound pleasant.
The way it's been described to me, it's not very pleasant at all. My friend Al and I were talking just a few days ago. He described he was on dialysis for about 3 months back in 2002, I think, and he would take a Percocet after every one of the dialysis sessions because it hurt so fucking much. And then I'm talking to other people who are supposedly in the know about these things, and they're saying, no, it doesn't hurt that much. And I'm sitting back here thinking, yeah, but you're sugarcoating it, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So, the impression I get is that there are people in the field, etc., who will tell you anything they think they need to tell you such that you'll go along with what they want you to do.
Right, precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I have infusions every 8 weeks. And what they don't tell you about that is just before, for about a week, that, it's getting close to the time, my bones ache and everything freezes up. And I don't know, it's just horrible. And I have all kinds of shooting pains all through my bones and stuff.
That
And then
like
for the next 3 or 4 days afterwards, it knocks me right the hell out, and I'm sleeping for 15 hours a day for the next 3 or 4 days before I can actually recover and make any kind of videos or get out and do any laundry. Well, not laundry, but used to be, but groceries, anything like that. I'll just sit home for 3 damn days, and I'll only be awake for a few hours a day. And the rest of the, I'll get some broth and, something like that, and then go back to bed again for the next, 8-10 hours.
And what I'm afraid of is that, they so far they're talking 3 times a week for the dialysis. And then there's the recovery time after, some say 8 hours and some say much more.
Mm-hmm.
And, you have the dialysis, then you're recovering. And by the time you're just recovered, it's time for the next dialysis session again. And I don't want something like that where I'm just constantly.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's, and then the way some people talk, it could take up to a year for me to die without dialysis. And then in that period of time, someone may move against me and force me into something, through court orders and all this other shit, which I don't want.
Yeah.
What do you do? I have no fucking idea. It would just be so nice if this society understood the difference between quality and quantity.
Yes.
And, if I get all the information I can get, and it turns out that the quantity is of no quality or negative quality at all, and I want to die, they'll say, okay, lady, you can die. And that's it, But at least not in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, this country is just fucked right up, with all that stuff. It really is. They have no sense of the human factor. I mean, a lot of the medical professionals do, and they get into the job because of they want to help people and they are empathetic, but they have certain rules that they have to follow, and it's all about the profit. It's all about the profit.
Right.
Even I have to get pre-authorizations and everything else about every 6 months before I can even get my treatment, and they'll say, well, we're not going to eat the money, so you don't get a treatment until you get an authorization, and then I got to go through the VA and get them to pay for it, and it's just by that time I'm so wrapped up like a mummy that I have to have help a couple of weeks later,
Yeah.
just trying to get my treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So I need somebody, I'll call somebody up. Hey, I'm in pain, send me to the emergency room, whatever. And then, help me out with these phone calls and getting this shit done so I can get my damn treatment approved, because it keeps me alive.
I know, which begs the
Yeah.
At this
question,
point in
who
time,
runs
that's
the
what's
show?
keeping me alive.
Yeah.
Like, is it the doctors or is it the insurance companies?
Mm-hmm. The sad thing is, it's my responsibility for me. It's not their business. I am not. I tell this to people all the damn time that think that they're my authority somehow because they have some entitlement. I tell them I wasn't put on this earth to serve your candy ass little ego, your entitlement, or your paycheck. I am not
Stop
your little
rushing it.
number.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for this society to even understand that, because it's runaway capitalism. I don't see anything wrong with capitalism, but it has to go from the bottom up, not the top down. It's backwards, and it's fucked us all up. And now you got everybody dying of poverty, of all damn things. It is
And
so
then
stupid.
the other one, and with me being alone, it's a hard one to combat. I've got to be very careful about where I end up if I do end up in a hospital. If I end up in a Catholic hospital, I'm fucked.
Oh, why do you say that?
Well, number one, they don't like me very much because they think I'm a boy with problems. And then, it's just they have a different mindset to mine, and well, theirs is the one that's totally stupid. I mean, they will go ahead and ignore court orders to do whatever they want to do if they don't want to do something. So I cannot
don't
have
hide behind religious freedom.
Yeah,
That's insane.
I cannot have a DNR. They won't pay attention to it, and all this other happy bullshit.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's hard not to
Land of
find
the
a
free.
Catholic hospital.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
There
At least
are
I see
none where I
one
live.
like around every other hospital that I see. That's like a saint something on it.
Saint elsewhere. Well, this is Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is a Catholic theocracy when you come down to it.
No.
Yikes.
Understood.
Well, Cardinal Donald Worrell, one who's been implicated in some of the sex scandals recently, he's out of Pittsburgh.
Jeez.
I've heard something about that a few weeks ago. I can't remember what the story was. Like, yep, there's just another one, and then moved on. Probably had biscuits and gravy that day. So,
yeah.
I just thought I'd let you know. two, the songs that I'm writing, my first album, I got about a dozen of them so far, and a lot of them are very comedic, but mostly they're about equal rights and the mentality of I got one song, how could something synonymous with good be so bad? And it explains the religious mind and how it basically attacks everybody else and causes people not to have equal rights and people to not exist per, you know, whatever kind of form of bigotry there is. And it doesn't have to be the religious kind either. But, these songs I'm writing is supposed to, I've always wanted to change the world for a better way. And this is my way of doing it. My books haven't really taken off. So Faye, the Wonder Lady, was trying to get something together for artists for change and a whole bunch of different genres of creative type people coming together and putting on a big old traveling show. So I think I'll be part of that once this crud lifts and we can get out and, be near people again.
Right.
Moo.
Wow.
It is Moo. It is Boo. It is Biggie and the Boo. What am I talking about?
It's very, very moo.
Yes, that Prajna. Okay, so, we got one people person is watching.
Yeah, isn't that great? We've been at it for almost 3 hours and there's somebody still watching.
This is where we've got to have some political shit going on because that's where Kate and I get all our viewership from when we sit there bitching and moaning about the state of politics in the U.S.
The ever so great U.S.
If I could leave, I would, but nobody wants me. I'm too old and I'm too poor.
Yeah, at this point, I'm trying to figure out which other country is open to have anybody come over.
Nobody from America. Nobody from America is going anywhere.
Somehow,
I used to have this little thing about when Trump was still our president. Of this old man, he's a runt. His name is Donnie, and he's a cunt with a felony here and a treason there. We know you got fake ass hair.
There you go. It is the foo-foo-ness, yes.
Oh, the state that it was, the state of the country, how it was left over. It's almost hard to get over it.
Well, I'll probably be. Yeah. And the thing of it is, right now, even with Biden as president, everybody just had to take a deep breath. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that, on the right that, has been duped into that mentality of fascism again. Because just whatever reason, education or whatever, personal beliefs. I think that they can't get over a lot of things. They're still going to be around, but since, there's nobody in power to make a move that they want to force their ideas on somebody else, that in general, everybody has just taken a breath of fresh air because it's not just constant chaos. It's Biden's in here and he's like, okay, let's change a few of the rules right now to where people are starting to get their rights back. a little bit, and then they're slowly going forward with other things. So it's a real big relief, even though not much is getting done.
It's only been maybe a little over a week now.
Yeah.
So it's
Something like that. I'm not sure.
where I think it was our expectations that, we want things to happen quickly, but, there's only so much that can be done. And we got a lot of fires to put out first.
Was what gets me is, they're concentrating on the impeachment trials. And, Donnie is out of office right now. And then they're saying once that's done, we can move forward with the stimulus packages and everything. Well, okay. Why the hell can't you do A, either both, or B, postpone the impeachment bullshit, seeing as how it doesn't matter if he's out of office or not right now? The timing on that does not matter. If they want to move forward with something like that, I think it's a waste of time. Their job, a politician, their one and only job is to protect and serve their constituents, the people. That's it. Everything else is bullshit. Well, not even the people that just vote them in. It's the people in general. When you're in a position of ultimate leadership, it's everybody that you're trying to take care of, whether they agree with you or not. You are there to protect your people of your country. That's what your job is to do. It's about their well-being. And if you're dicking around with other issues just because you have personal issues, then you're not actually serving the people the oath that you swore into office to do. So everything else is secondary. So if you're not directly serving the people, then you need to rethink your position on what comes first, because that's where you get your paycheck from in the first damn place, right?
Yes, I would believe so.
Well, they're getting their paychecks from their donors and from their book deals.
Yeah, big corporations.
But who pays for those books that are published? Because obviously they're supporters.
The gullible, yeah, pretty much.
I always like to think of, this whole capitalist society is just, we're pretty much the middle person handing in from one company to another, or, one big person to another big person.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I hear that your social security number is your cattle number and things like that, and just about every conspiracy there ever was, I've heard. So I don't know. It's hard to believe. There's something going on, but it's definitely, it's above my pay grade to know any damn thing.
But speaking of that, I just don't know if it's true that your social security is worth something. Like if you decide to sell it off.
Most people don't
Yeah, I
understand
know
how
what you're talking
Social
about.
Security works. Most people I hear talking about Social Security think that it's a bank account. It is not. You are not paying into anything to get it back out when you retire. The people currently working are paying for my disability. They are paying for the retirees' receipts now, on the expectation that they will receive from the next generation of workers the same sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. And it was a ratio of 16 to 1 when they first thought it up. You know, if 16 people are working, a portion of their pay would support one retiree. And at
Yeah,
some point or another, it kind of leveled off to where the population wasn't growing that much.
yeah. Yeah, within the last 40 years or so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my generation is by far the largest that's still walking around.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think I'm going to wrap this up.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on, Lavender Lady. It's been a pleasure having
Always.
you come on my show.
Well, thanks for having me.
And Junie.
It's been a pleasure, indeed. Because I don't know that there's anybody watching. Yeah, there you go. One watching, and that might be me.
Yeah, I stood around at least for good.
Yeah, so it's getting late, and yeah, I think we'd all need to have a change of scenery right about now. So
pretty much. Thank you.
I know I could use some rest and stuff too. I appreciate it, Lavender Lady, for you coming on, and you know, enjoy the book if you get some time or whatever. Maybe it'll help you sleep. It gets boring sometimes, I think. And Junie, thanks for coming on and explaining the duality of your nature. That was pretty fascinating to me.
The duality of your nature or the nature of your duality, one or the other, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and now I am going to close you two out if that's fine.
Okay, then. Oopsie. There we go. Some Coca-Cola there. And where
okay, I'm going to close you guys out.
Okay.
And then I'll say my spiel and then end the show. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.
This has been the Harmonica Man channel, and I hope you like this content. There will be more of this. This is my community. It is about the equal rights and being awesome to other human beings. And it's not a scary thing, and it's not personal against anybody. This is just people being people. Everybody's normal. Everybody likes to joke around. There's really not much difference. So let's treat others with kindness. And as always, remember,